What does he say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcos. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive by the motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him. Independent, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side Florida. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch it on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Hello, Marcos.
Hello.
How are you today, buddy?
I'm fancy because I decided this morning I'm going to start off with a Seagram's Club Soda.
Oh wow, that is fancy. That is fancy.
Yeah.
I've decided to go with a usually my coffee is done, but I'm going with a later coffee today, Joe. Just a nice brew right here, you know.
Nice, dude. Switching it up.
Switching up the routine. You know, we're getting a little bit different here today on a hump day. So what's going on with Leroy here? Can he hear me? Can he talk to me? Or is he, how does that work? Should we try that out? Should we guinea pig it? Because I know his camera doesn't work.
That's true. You know what? It wouldn't be us if we didn't just give it a shot.
Yeah.
You know?
Leroy, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I can hear you. I can talk to you. I just don't see you.
I don't know what happened. I just,
All right.
You gotta look better this way now that I think about it.
He doesn't look better, but I mean, imagine he's in his studio. He's got his Michigan Snuggie on and he's leaning back. I'm sure that's what he's doing.
I have no idea why my camera's not working though.
It's just your laptop camera, or is it an attached camera?
Laptop.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's
we
weird.
have no idea.
Man, maybe somebody in the house is trying to avoid the spies or something, dude.
No, because I used it last night.
That is weird.
Yeah.
ESPN,
I have no idea.
Jay Crawford give you a virus?
No, I'll fill out the I have to go. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Fill out a ticket, Leroy.
Have to fill out a ticket. We'll get it going. Whatever. We'll do the show like this, man. No worries. There was a time when this is all you ingrates got. All you used to get were our voices. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's just how it's going to be here today for right now until we figure this thing out. But let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy a truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
So the big news, of course, Erik Spoelstra.
Erik Spoelstra got that Duncan Robinson money.
Erik Spoelstra, if you guys did not see last night, the news broke that he had agreed to an extension, and then the numbers came out. And they were kind of trickling out over the, you know me, I'm on Twitter. I need every detail every second. And I'm like, come on, let's go. Is he making the most? How much is Erik Spoelstra? Is he making as much as that bum in Detroit? How much is Erik Spoelstra making? 8 years, $120 million for Erik Spoelstra to remain Heat head coach. I was a little shook yesterday when Will Manso pointed out this is going to take him to age 61. And I was like, I'm not ready for that.
Jeez.
I'm not ready for Erik Spoelstra to be in his 60s. So I know it's 8 years from now, but it still freaked me out a little bit to see Will tweet that out just and think about that. But obviously well deserved, Leroy. That's awesome news for the Heat head coach to get secured. I mean, there's not the guy's the best, and I think has solidified himself as such and deserves to be paid as such.
Do you think he'll be more open to being fined?
No, less open.
Less. You think he's going to get cheaper?
Yeah, less open to being fined, if anything.
And do not find me.
Wow.
I mean, Marcos, do you not remember him against the Orlando Magic pointing at the television and telling and threatening the league that you're not even going to think about fighting me?
league, you're not going to even think about giving me a fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
You think that guy's going to give up his dough?
Just figured
No
that's
shot,
a
dude.
little extra money. He can pay for a fine here and there.
I feel like it's going to make him less inclined to even want to do that. So,
Fair.
no, I don't think that he is going to be down with a fine or anything that's going on there for right now. He is. I got to imagine he is, going to want to keep even more of that dough, and he's going to be like, hey, you know who I am? I am the top paid coach. You do not find me. Speaking of, we got to get to later. I don't know if you saw this last night. Did you see the Raptors coach go off?
No, I was too busy watching Hard Knocks.
Oh my God. It is a rant for the ages. On top of it.
Yes, actually, yes.
On top of it, you got the Serbian accent, which just makes it even better. I
read it. I didn't hear it. I just read it.
Dude.
Gotta hear it.
It's top notch. We'll have that coming up for you here. But it is we'll get Leroy reconnected and refixed here in just a bit. But it is awesome to see Spo get this. You think about a guy, everybody kind of knows the story by now about coming from the film room. But dude, I remember like the first years of Erik Spoelstra. That was kind of like right when I got to do cool stuff at the radio station when 790 wasn't even the flagship at that point. Was just going there, and a lot of the times, like my guy Josh Freeman would do the home locker room, I would do the road, and then sometimes I would get to do the heat. And those years, man, of getting to see Michael Beasley, that was kind of like my first interactions with athletes, like in a locker room. And there's Spo, his first season. I'll never forget him cursing at one of his press conferences, where it was, I believe, Danilo Gallinari giving Wade a bloody lip. And him telling him telling everybody in the huddle, we're in the bonus. Just give D Wade the ball and get the F out of his way. But he said the F word on television. It was awesome.
Wow. Was the last time you dropped an F-bomb on TV? Was that the only time?
F-bomb? I mean, I don't think I've heard him. I don't think I've heard him do F-bomb, but he's done he's done some S's every now and then.
Wow.
But you go from there to obviously the Big Three era and all the attention that garnered, and people thinking that he was a bum and in over his head and that he should get fired, and that Riley's gonna have to come down and pull a Stan Van Gundy and kick him out just like he did with Shaq and
never get that itch.
Yep. Isn't it funny? It is funny. It is funny. Did you see the tweet yesterday? While we don't have Leroy hooked up here with this, is Leroy back?
Yes, I'm here. I can hear. You just can't
Okay.
see.
I can't. Well, no, you cut out there early in the segment. Your mic cut out too.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure you're good. No, but it is interesting you mentioned that, Marcos, because LeBron last night tweeting out after Spoelstra's the news of Spo's extension, he goes, Spo, congratulations, worth every cent. I'm like, interesting.
Wow. Keep that same energy, Bron.
I mean, it was the story that I believe Pat Riley told one time where he never asked for Spo to be fired, but I believe he did ask Pat Riley, you ever get the itch? And then walks out of the story goes that he walks out of the Pat Riley's office scratching his knee. No problem. But he gets the praise from him. I saw Dwayne Wade yesterday congratulating him on Twitter. Yeah. And I think the thing that's cool about this is, he's become more of the voice of the team over the years. You only hear from Pat Riley basically once, maybe twice a year. And, Spo he's kind of done it. Like it's crazy, Leroy. You know how hard it is and daunting it must be to replace somebody with the gravitas of Pat Riley.
Here's the only way it can work
as a young coach. And now it's like, he's probably going to do it again when Pat Riley, Pat's going to be 79 in March. So this is eventually going to be, Spo is the godfather one day.
Here's the other reason way it works is if the guy replaces himself with you, because there's more reason to make it work, right? So Pat Riley picked him to replace him. That's rare in itself, right? The only other situation I could think of is remember when Bill Parcells left the Jets he had it in place that Bill Belichick was going to take over for him.
Yep.
And Bill Belichick said, no, thank you.
Bill Belichick wrote on a napkin, peace. I'm out.
Right. Which is funny because he gave up a head coaching job to go be a defensive coordinator.
Well, it's the
Worked
Jets.
out.
It is the Jets. You got to understand. But it is cool, man. Like he is I think it's been great because, you know, you've seen over this last 4 years with Jimmy Butler and, you know, all the story of the unheralded guys and really just a franchise that has had a lot of success, has never gotten to the pinnacle of winning a championship yet with you know, past the Big Three era. So, you know, he hasn't gotten another championship, but nobody thought that they would have this kind of run these 4 years with Jimmy, with Bam as the figureheads, with obviously all the undrafted guys or free agents that you hadn't heard of, or guys off 10-day contracts like, you know, Caleb Martin on a 2-way. And I think that's been the thing that's been impressive, is that he just seems, it's not the stars that are the story. You see what's going on with Steve Kerr, and look, Steve Kerr's got twice as many championships as a head coach, but you're seeing the young guys right now kind of revolt against him because they don't feel, they feel like the story's always been the stars. And it does feel like Spo does give everybody on that roster all the care that he can give. Sometimes too much in your case, when you think of like how much he's not ready to go with Nikola Jović up until like this recent run. He's going to make sure guys are ready and know his system, but they're all getting his attention and care.
I think one of the best things that he does, if you're on the court, you're empowered to do you, right? To the point where he gets mad if an open guy doesn't shoot it, and I don't care who it is.
Yep.
So it could be the 10th guy on the bench, or it could be Jimmy, or it could be Bam, or it could be Tyler, right? The whole offense works around, if you're open, shoot it. And all these guys that have come here, regardless of how they got here, from Duncan to, like you said, Caleb, to all these guys, they go on the court and they know that if I'm open, I'm shooting. And that doesn't happen in every organization. He empowers every basketball player that goes onto the floor to be you, to score the basketball. And that in itself motivates these guys to do other things.
Yeah, it's really great, and very, very happy that you know, who can't love a story like this about a guy grinding from the bottom of an organization to literally, you know, being locked in at the top and getting rewarded with the most guaranteed money an NBA coach has ever got. So congratulations to Spo. We'll talk more about it as the show goes on, and lots of other shenanigans to get to here today on a hump day. We got to get our mind right for what looks like is going to be literally frozen hell this weekend in Kansas City. I mean, like, it's just every time I log into Twitter, it seems like the conditions get worse. I was doing
you can't forecast cold a week in advance, dude.
It was like, well, it was yesterday. I was like, oh, cool. Like, you know, it's going to be 12. Great. No. And then like today I look, it's like 0 with a wind chill of -9. What? Take a break.
Take short breaths.
We'll hear more about Leroy Winter Lamaze as we roll on after this.
Got what you cute.
You're as cold as
Oh, yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Leroy is back. We can see him now on YouTube and Twitch. And all you got to do is subscribe or tune on in. Miami 560 WQAM. Check us on out over there. And that's what
My IT guy is good.
Best in the biz, dude.
He said,
Best.
yeah. He said there's a glitch. You got to reboot your Google.
Best in the biz. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So it's good to have Leroy back. Heat, they'll be back on the hardwood tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Hold on.
What's that?
You know who that's for?
You're doing an on-camera clap?
Them damn cats.
Oh, cat fever!
Hey, I wish that the Panthers would appeal to our need to get cheap food, though, because they killing it right now.
Dude, they have won 8 straight. Matthew Tkachuk, he's what the kids like to say. He's on fire right now. On fire. Hat trick, assists. Seems like he's all the way back from the cracked sternum because he's been killing it on this road trip.
I mean, just say that.
Cracked sternum?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a minute.
Yeah.
You need you go ahead on and take as much time as you need.
In his hometown last night, too, of St. Louis.
That's weird, right? Tkachuk seems like he's supposed to be from a different country. No, I'm just saying the name.
Yeah, I know.
Right? You say Tkachuk. Hey, where are you from? Especially in hockey. St. Louis.
Well, that's what happens when the pops is an NHL player.
Yep.
You know?
So is his dad? His dad's not from St. Louis.
No, his dad's Canadian, isn't he? I believe. Remember, we saw Grandma Tkachuk. She was horrified by her boys going out there and fighting and causing a brawl.
That's what they do.
Now the Tkachuks are all American, dude. All American.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Mama Tkachuk must just like playing up there with
I
Brady.
just love how you just made him Canadian.
Well, I just assumed because the grandma was there. Maybe the grandma's Canadian. Someone's got to be Canadian. They're hockey players.
I mean, or it's just a short flight.
He is, but no, he's probably one of the best. He's probably one of the best American players going today. Matthew Tkachuk. He's awesome. And the Cats,
young.
The Cats can't be stopped right now, man, because Tkachuk wasn't even on fire, and now he's catching it. He's in Reinhart yesterday, 29 goals, a feed from Tkachuk right to him. You know, Barkov, he don't care. He's just like giving you assist after assist. He's just setting everybody up. Every once in a while, he'll like spin the puck on his stick and then just do something amazing just to amaze Wayne Gretzky. And then like he'll go back to just giving everybody assists. That's how Barkey rolls, dude. That's how Barkey rolls. You all right, dude?
I'm fine. I'm listening to you.
Got an alarm going off, Leroy.
That's not me.
That's me.
That's not me. Now, see, why does everybody always assume? Wait a minute.
Well, I mean, your camera didn't work for the first time. I'm going to go fix that.
Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. So let me get this straight.
This is a fair question.
So I never mute myself.
Yep.
I don't go have midway through a conversation with my lips moving and no noise.
That's right.
Right? And then there's a noise in the back, and everybody goes, Leroy, what are you doing? It's him.
It's him.
It's not me.
I should have known, dude. I should have known.
He's a fidgeter.
Yeah, it's definitely him.
What alarm does he have going on other than a snack alarm?
I wish it was a snack alarm. Here's the thing. It's not my phone. My wife left her phone today. She had off. She's not used to heading off to work. You know, she just went back to work this week and left her phone. And like, you know, when you got to keep kids in order, it's like this class, lunch, electives. You got to keep these kids in line. So like
it beeps every time it's like class change or
something like I don't know. But it's been going off. It's been going off like every 45 minutes. And I'm just like, oh. But I didn't even notice the phone was here until like the first one goes off. I'm like, the hell's Esau? What?
You know, I always think that if I ever get too far and I realize, damn, I left my phone.
Humble, I just go to work? Pockets already.
I'm just like, what the hell? Because I like an alarm just went off like right before the show. I'm like, there's more alarms. And I looked, there's like, all right.
And everybody looked at me. Like everybody looked at me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But
like,
again, your camera didn't work the first segment. You can
wait,
understand.
well, hold on. My IT guy fixed it. But how about when you talk for 5 minutes with because you fidget?
Well, I was waiting for you. That doesn't happen for 5 minutes. 5 seconds, maybe. 5 seconds tops.
Oh, did
5
you
seconds
realize,
tops.
hey, nobody can hear me?
No, you just give me that look now. Now I know it's nonverbal. You just give me that look of disgust. And that's how it goes.
But I'm just amazed. You know, I'm literally just shocked at you two knuckleheads. Because the alarm goes off and they go, Leroy. I'm like, what?
Well, I was waiting for you to start talking so I could go hop out and turn it off, but you just kept staring at me because I said something about Barkov that you found unbecoming.
Yeah.
Trying to impress Gretzky.
Trying to impress Gretzky, dude. We're all in this life just trying to impress Wayne Gretzky.
All right,
Anyway,
so
cats are on fire.
Cats are literally on fire. Like, what is that? 6, 7 in a row? Eight. Skate and donate.
8 in a row for the
Cats.
Cats.
We call that in golf?
What?
They say, what'd you get? Dog balls.
Oh, 8.
Yeah. or a friendly aversion, snowman.
Yeah, like Javon Holland.
Yeah.
Man, those damn Oilers. I'm waiting on the Oilers to lose, the Edmonton Oilers, because those are the only people who have the same amount of wins in a row as us. Our record is better.
I thought you were just throwing chili peppers at him.
No.
I thought you're look, they probably are at home base going, listen, we got this guy down in Florida.
Yeah.
If you put a chili pepper next to it, he betting.
Yeah, it's true.
He's like a cat in a laser pointer.
I'll tell you what, this Sunday, all unders. That is what I'm going to.
Man, it is like, dude, that's gonna be crazy.
Can I just say this? Of all the things to wager on, I think over-unders are the worst. Because it's the only bet you have where you sweating it.
Can I tell you though? I never bet unders.
Me neither.
I don't know who finds that fun
for a crappy game.
Right. The only thing
I'll
I'll root for unders is under rounds. So, like, if I think a fight's going to go like under 1.5 rounds, that's it. Because now I'm rooting for a banger.
Marcos, when we went to who was it when Conor McGregor fought Mayweather?
Yeah.
Oh, I chili peppered him up.
Oh, he nailed it. What'd you say? Like 9 and 10 or something like that? You had?
I said, will he make it to 9 innings? I mean, 9 rounds. How would a fight end? And I just parlayed it all.
Pretty wild,
look,
man.
The fight was over, and I'm the only one in the. Nigga, what's up? I'm about to get paid.
My most recent under was Grayson Allen when we went against the Jazz, and I believe
God.
if I'm not mistaken,
He hit 9 threes. It was crazy.
Really?
Like
you had the under?
They didn't have Kevin Durant that night, and he turned into Kevin Durant. It was amazing.
It was my fault. I want to say
it's your fault because here's what you have to realize, Marcos. And
Yeah.
listen, I don't like the under anything, right? Because I don't like that angst watching the game, right?
Yeah.
But I will say this: if one of the stars is out, somebody got to step up. That means you leave that. But I'm just telling you, that means you leave all of those prop bets alone because you don't know who could pop off for 30. It's your guy.
Dade South says Marcos's band, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Point for Twitcher.
We'll take a quick break. There was a rant for the ages last night in basketball. It was so good.
You almost needed a translator, but he got the right words right.
We'll take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Hey, the event of the Heat season is coming. We got your chance to go. Heat lifer Udonis Haslem is getting his jersey retired, and you could be in the Kaseya Center when it happens. That is going down next Friday against the Atlanta Hawks. Remember when? Do you remember, Marcos, what Udonis Haslem did against the Atlanta Hawks one time?
No. Can you remind me what Udonis Haslem did?
Well, one of the famous promotions is, of course, you miss a couple free throws, you get some free Chick-fil-A in Atlanta.
Oh.
And I think he missed the first one, steps the line. If he misses the second one, everyone gets free sandwiches. And Udonis Haslem, I mean, they're going nuts. Nuts.
Yeah. Yep.
Udonis Haslem, he sinks the free throw, and he just shh to the crowd. But then to add... that night, Udonis Haslem goes to Chick-fil-A himself, and he buys what could have been any short of 25 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and posts a picture on Instagram of him with Chick-fil-A. And I think the caption was something like, "Buy your own damn chicken."
Which, yes, the caption, that's a UD caption.
Yeah,
right?
It was something like that. I don't remember it exactly, but like he's got bags of Chick-fil-A, and he's in his hotel room, and he's chowing down because of the petty ass Hawks fans, and that's great. Anyway, if you guys want to win tickets to Udonis Haslem's jersey retirement, it's going down next Friday. Text the word retire to 20357. That's retire to 20357, and you guys can win. Be there for UD's jersey retirement. For more details, go to WQAM.com. He's in the midst of a homestand right now. We'll hear a little bit from Jimmy Butler coming on up as he addressed the media yesterday at practice about his injury status. And we'll get to that. But I want to get to some fun shenanigans.
What game are they on?
They are on game 37 tonight, Leroy, I believe.
4 more games.
4 more games. That's exactly, dude. 4 more games. That's it.
You got me thinking like this.
I did a deep dive.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That's good work.
He, what's funny, because Leroy said how awful turf toe is, and Jimmy Butler was like, he was talking about his toe, and somebody asked him, he's like, "Well, is it turf toe?" He goes, "Oh no, I've had turf toe. Way worse with turf toe."
Dude, I'm telling you, I have never been in more pain with such a small body part. It is the worst.
Sheesh.
I mean, it hurts so bad, and the thing is that you have to put shoes on. You can't play football in flip-flops.
Yeah, that sucks.
So you cut this like star where your toe is swole up, then they put a pad around the toe of your foot. But if somebody grazes it, like, you want to fight.
One of the things I think is cool about Hard Knocks, because you've given an eye opener to me in injuries more than I have, because you're basically a walking operation. Your career, where like, oh yeah, I remember when my lips were sideways. I remember that. I remember this. I remember when I had to play with broken ribs and the trainer ruined me. Like yesterday on Hard Knocks, they're talking about Jerome Baker trying to come back, and like they're like, yeah, we stopped the blood flow so the injury gets better. Or he had some like thing that was pumping him while he's doing Pilates to come back, and then
underwater.
Oh my God! Like this Stephen Ross, like he bought like basically the Terminator Drago lab for his players, because it's like, all right, I'm putting this to such and such degrees, 4 miles an hour underwater treadmill. I was like, Jesus, all right,
that's you, dude. The rehab that you get, especially nowadays, right, with all the different methods and things they can do to get you back, it's unlike anything you'll ever experience.
It's wild, dude. The only thing that did suck is Jalen Phillips, who did not have wacky Achilles surgery like at Aaron Rodgers, that rascal. He was still wheeling around on that scooter in the facility yesterday, and that scooter can never look cool. The leg up flamingo scooter.
No, with the you kneel and you scoot.
Yep.
Yeah, you
can't look cool.
you look ridiculous.
It's tough. And then
you get a workout though.
I tell you, so, but they showed yesterday on Hard Knocks, Jerome Baker played through that game. He basically hurt that wrist. It happened dislocated in the right after the second half, right? Marco's like right after he had that huge hit, and then he got a hit like right at the start of the third quarter.
Yep.
And he goes,
according to their editing, of course.
Yeah, of course. But he was mic'd up, and he goes to the sideline, he goes, that's cracking.
He said it's cracking, dude.
But he still played. He played.
Yeah, I got one worse. So we were playing Seattle, last game of the season, and we all knew that if we got a big enough lead, we were out of the game because our seeding was already set. And no lie, I ran and got my finger hooked on somebody's jersey, and I got back in the huddle, and it was laying across my hand over here, right? But we were on the 5-yard line. I wanted to get the touchdown. So I'm like, anybody got any tape? And so Steve Everett, who is a Neanderthal, would tape his hair with the same tape that we use for our ankles. We took that tape off of his hair. Somebody pulled my finger and buddy taped these two, right? And then Vinny threw a touchdown pass. I'm like, are you bleeping kidding me?
Okay.
Thank you to Stunt Steve, by the way. He sent me the caption from UD back in the day. He says, thought it was no freebies round here. Hashtag not on my watch. Let's get to this. So last night, the Lakers beat the Toronto Raptors.
Oh, this right here,
this is
in
good.
Any language, is glorious.
So Darko Rajaković, who is the Raptors, first year's Raptors head coach, Serbian, as you'll notice from the accent. And
you know Tobin's already attracted.
Oh, I was in. And I was like, man, what's he so mad about? And I go look at the box score. And the free throws in the fourth quarter yesterday, 23. Was it 23-1 or 23-2?
23-2.
Excuse me. 23-2. And this
AD had more free throws in the fourth quarter than they had the whole game.
Jeez. Yeah, and I think AD had 40 last night.
14 in the fourth quarter.
So this dude was not happy. Here is the Raptors head coach.
You shot with 23 free throws in that fourth quarter. What did you?
Thank you, Doug. That's outrageous. What happened tonight? This is completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this. 23 free throws for them, and we get 2 free throws in the fourth quarter. Like how to play the game. I understand respect for all stars and all that, but we have star players on our team as well. How's possible that Scotty Barnes, who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for the whole game. How's that possible? How are you going to explain that to me? They had to win tonight? If that's the case, just let us know so we don't show up for the game. Just give them a win. But that was not fair tonight. And this is not happening first time for us. Scotty Barnes is going to be all-star. He's going to be the face of this league. And what's happening over here during whole season, I've been calling it back, it's a complete crap.
Coach, do you feel like you're getting any explanations at all?
I mean, first of all, we'll play the rest in just a second. This guy's good. I love him.
Whoa, come
He's got a fan
on,
in me, dude.
Hey, you know what's missing? NBA, do not find me.
Oh, I don't think he cares. He's getting fined, dude. He is getting fined.
Hey, he's getting fined just for that look. Look at that look.
This is a complete BS.
Let's start a GoFundMe. We have to start a GoFundMe to pay his
This
fine.
guy is great. Wow. I love Darko.
That offensive foul, did you see, like, get any explanation?
No, there is no explanation. They just come up there, they review and they see what they want to see. They don't want to hear us what we got to say. They don't want to hear the players. They don't just want to protect us. Over the game, they got 36 free throws, 23 free throws in the fourth quarter. What are we talking about? How are we supposed to play?
this a one-off, or do you feel this has been happening to your team a lot throughout the season?
It's happening a lot, but I'm telling our guys, be professional, keep fighting, keep going for the next one. But until when? For how long?
What a guy. Oh,
Hey.
man. Raptors are in good
Hey.
hands.
Let's go.
Hey,
I love that guy.
All the
broken English rants are the best
Oh, that's the best.
because they're trying to think of the words.
yes,
He should have just went Serbian on him.
he didn't curse either. I give him credit.
No, it is the complete BS. Man,
That was amazing, dude.
Oh,
That
wait, don't worry. Hey, don't worry. You gonna see the ticker by noon, right? By
For the
noon, you'll see the ticker.
Dade South
That's
says
the
if he told Jović to go to school, that man would be in class right now. Oh, no doubt. Wow, that was good. No, man, listen, Spo's got a different method to it. Spo will just he goes, I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining what happened in the NBA. You will not fine me, okay? Now they're not going to fine him.
Oh my god!
You're going to try and take his 120 million? No, sir.
You know, no coach and Spo is one of the best, right, to ever do it. It's just his demeanor, how he does things, right? That permeates through that whole team, right? But he was blessed with being hired by an organization who doesn't play those stupid coaching games, right? Who is consistent from the top to the bottom. And there's organizations in all sports that are like that. And for some reason, they always seem to have the most overall success. Is that not accurate?
Hey, like you
go to football. Look at the Steelers.
For sure.
Right? I mean, and then you look at some of the other organizations that change coaches every 2 years. Where have they been?
It is true. I mean, he's been tremendous. That also being said, how many times can you actually say an Erik Spoelstra team has underperformed? Like how many? He's like Mike Tomlin. Like how could you ever even with the bits and parts? He goes, oh man, 11 wins in the first half of the season. Flip it on its head. And I remember him almost in tears at the end of that year where they missed the playoffs on a tiebreaker. I think that was the same year. Remember Ron Rothstein was pissed because I think the Nets sat everybody, but they had no reason to sit anybody because they were out of the playoffs and they didn't want to play Brooke Lopez and I don't remember who else. Brooke Lopez.
So they
lost. And Rothstein was so pissed. And you just remember how busted up Spo was that they did not make the playoffs a year. You know, Dion Waiters and Goran obviously having a crazy run together at the end. James Johnson was off. Think about that. Dion Waiters and James Johnson, outcasts around the league. And this guy gets so much production out of him. No, should the Heat have given him each 4-year deals to be determined? I mean, but that being said, to even have the production out of them that you're like, all right, we're going to go in this direction and lock them up. I just think, you never feel like that guy's ever going to make an excuse, ever going to let your team feel like, oh, we can't, even when they really just should not have a shot. Ever.
They shouldn't. They're winning games. We've watched some of these games and some of the guys they lined up and sent out there and put on the court. And you think there's no way in hell they have a chance of winning this game.
Yeah.
And they win. And they do it on a regular basis.
Spo's going to throw the zone out there because he's got 3 guys from Sioux Falls and bam.
And he knows that he's got Mr. 2 for 2.
Oh man.
2 minutes, 2 fouls.
So mad for Duncan Robinson getting fouled out the other night. That's trash.
He fouled out?
He deserves more respect. Yeah, he fouled out. But the last call was complete BS.
But it doesn't matter. Even when Dunks fouls and he gives that look, that doesn't help.
He's getting more.
He's got the worst foul look ever.
He's getting more angry though this year. He's got a more. He kind of looks like Darko. This is the complete BS.
Yeah, but except he's American, dude.
I know it's a problem.
You just wanted to say that, dude.
Howard Tua coming up next.
Text WQAM on the
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not Tua Tagovailoa. A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Getting some headlines here brought to us by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
If you guys are just tuning in, Heat back in action tonight against the Thunder. No Jimmy tonight, but he did give voice to that. He's going to be back very soon. Tip off from the Kaseya Center set for 7:30. Coverage on 560 begins at 6:15. Spo and the Heat have agreed to an 8-year, $120+ million contract extension that reported last night. Get everybody involved in reporting that story because it was fun to watch on Twitter. All the deets kind of roll out because it feels like the Heat are very secretive on this stuff, and then just people just wanted to know because I don't see a lot of NBA coaches contracts get leaked until dude on the Pistons, Monty Williams, got his leaked, and now it seems like these agents want to flex on the coaching deals too.
Of course, you know who wants to get it out there? The agents, because they want more clients.
Of course. So shout out to Spo. Good for him. Panthers, talked a little bit about them last hour. 8 in a row for the Cats. They beat the Blues last night. Matthew Tkachuk with a hometown hat trick for himself to wrap up the road trip. So good job of the Cats. The Dolphins, let's get to them. They have signed 3 pass rushers yesterday, Leroy. 2 of them very old, Justin Houston and Bruce Irvin. Welcome aboard. Don't look at me like that. Yes, Bruce Irvin of Seahawks fame. Yes.
Dude, it's disappointing that this is one of the things in sports that you hope to avoid, right? Is the circumstances surrounding the Dolphins right now. And the thing I hate about this more than anything is that if it doesn't go well in Kansas City, people are going to say same old Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
But the circumstances are so much different, dude. Like, and I don't want to make excuses for them. There are more reasons. But when you lose 2 Pro Bowl caliber Russians and then lose the guy who was backing up the guy that damn well could have got some consideration in Van Ginkel, right? You lose your linebacker, who everybody was just so excited to get back.
Yep.
You lose a multi-Pro Bowl cornerback in Xavier Howard.
Yeah, they showed his foot in a cast last night on Hard Knocks.
You got guys running routes that aren't running them exact, like
Claypool,
Jalen Waddle, or Tyreek, or the guys you normally have in there would.
Oh, dude.
And so, like, yeah, man, it sucks.
Marcos, how did you feel like Tyreek Hill was going to collapse after that hit before the interception? We all know the hit that he took before the interception
on his back.
Yeah, when and he was just like
made his way to the sideline.
Slow walk to him to the sideline. Like I thought, like he was going to collapse and heave over. And then you got to have, of course, old Claypool out there. Which have you guys seen the NFL memes Claypool curse that has been going around?
I have, for sure. I'm starting to believe it, dude.
I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but surmise to say, like there's a theory going around that the Chase Claypool acquisition may have hurt the Dolphins just simply by his presence, as the Bears in his time were 1-10 and then after he left, went over 500. And the Dolphins, I believe, were 7-1. Get Claypool, and they're under 500 with him.
Yeah, and I heard some things about that final throw that we all look at with like what was Tua doing on that throw? And from what I'm hearing and reading, a lot of signs point to he'll never admit this, but that was a Claypool thing, not a Tua thing. Although it was double coverage. I don't know what the hell you were thinking to. But from what I'm hearing.
Well, that's the thing. Look, it is on. I'm sure that Claypool, the reason Claypool doesn't get a lot of time is most likely because he doesn't get the offense and the coach doesn't trust him. Like, there's a reason he doesn't get a lot of snaps. He's had 3 catches as a Dolphin.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't get a lot of time.
And I don't remember those, but here, one of the hardest things to do as a wide receiver or a person that comes into a new offense, sometimes that offense is based on timing, everybody being where they're supposed to be, and very precise routes, right? And you get in that offense and you're a little off and it makes everybody look bad for whatever reason, right? They can't play you. And so the more I see Chase Claypool play and the routes that he runs and how he runs them and how what people don't realize that pick that Tua threw, the ball was released before he came out of his break.
Yeah.
So he went a little deeper than he should have gone. And thus that's why it looked like somebody why would he throw that ball?
Yeah. I mean, that's how a lot of the times Tua's interceptions are, they'll look like, where the hell is he going? Because most likely the receiver probably wasn't where Tua was anticipating them to be.
Right.
And people will probably go and say, well, that's because he can't improvise. He's always excited. But
that's not improvisation. That's the way the plays are made.
That's the way the play is drawn up. I'm just saying, like, people will argue that, well, that's the problem with him. He can't, if it breaks down, or he can't sense, but that's the beauty also, and what makes it dangerous is like he has things going where he's going to get the ball where Tyreek Hill is going to be so pristine that he can go. Like, it's not just throwing up like jump balls to get guys crushed. So, look, it's on Claypool onto it. Like Tua would admit he didn't have a good game. In fact, it was interesting in that Hard Knocks yesterday. He has the first touchdown drive and he goes to the bench and he goes, astutely, like, this is what this game is going to take. He's saying it mic'd up and he's saying it's going to take long sustained drives. I'm going to take what they give me. And what changed in the second half? They couldn't sustain drives. Everything was 3 and out. They didn't have the ball. Like, him and Tyreek were not, couldn't convert on things. So yeah, it's a bummer that they were in that spot. But
I think who's going to be another big key for this week? Durham Smythe.
Smythe's been good
because
he's
because
definitely trusted him more.
Because here's what's happening. It has to do with the fact that if a team is going to play the coverages that they're playing and do everything they can to get depth with their linebackers, then that underneath stuff is going to be what's there, and that's your tight end or your crosser or things like that. And so I think he's going to be a very important part of it for this reason. If you can get those linebackers to start paying attention to him and they don't say they lose about 5 yards of depth, that opens up those areas behind them. And so it kind of goes hand in hand. That being said, look, one of the things that bothers me about Kansas City is Chris Jones is a giant. But I mean, he's not only a menace on the defensive line, he's really tall and bats balls down. And so when you're talking about those passes going in the middle of the field, right? Sometimes the angles get a little off, or you got to adjust for that big mitt. And I hope that doesn't become an issue.
We'll take a quick break here. And last night, Josh Allen had some interesting words for Tua at the end of that episode. What the hell does he mean? What does he mean by that? We'll take a break. Back after this.
Why would they do
All right, welcome back, everybody. Quick segment here, as Leroy's got to go head off to Cleveland to talk. Look, I can't talk Joe Flacco like Leroy wants, and Joe Flacco deserves talking about. So, quick segment here. Leroy, first though, can we get a weather update from the DeBesman and Dover law firm?
Can.
YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Folks, it's still a little breezy outside. Maybe not as strong as yesterday, but I'm still guessing it's 10 to 15 miles an hour. Partly sunny or partly cloudy, however you want to look at it. The winds are probably turning because it's going to be cooler in the next few days in the morning. So I'm guessing that it's coming out of, let me look at these clouds. Looks like it's coming out of the west right now. And I would guess it's right around 70 degrees.
How you doing, Marcos?
It is currently 72 degrees, which isn't too much off. The winds, though, not as bad as they have been recently, are at 7 miles per hour out of the north.
Out of the north? Oh, that's north?
Man.
All right.
Can't trust them, though, Leroy. I trust you more than I trust them.
No, well, look, I can see it. It's not full. It's not directly out of the north because my house is facing east-west. So if I look out my window, it's kind of coming this way. So that could be, a little out of the north, but it's not 100% out of the north because it would be coming right at my window. But but when I told you it was going to be cooler, that's an indication that it's going to probably be coming out of the north.
So yesterday on Hard Knocks, Leroy, Josh Allen, he had some words for Tua after the game. Tell me what you think of this.
Josh. Okay, hey, we'll see you guys again, huh? Always fun competing against you, brother. I'll see you in a couple weeks, yeah? Appreciate you, brother. Take care.
There you go. Josh Allen, see you in a couple weeks. Being polite, or do you think he really means that?
I think he means it. Like when you have those conversations after a game, right? Like, I think he fully thinks that they're going to play again.
Interesting. He had to know the scenario, though. He has to know. Like,
you're going to hear another Cleveland Browns stat if it happens.
Because Cleveland beat.
No. Before we played Pittsburgh in '94 in the playoffs, they said no team has beat another team 3 times in 1 year.
Oh man, you're the only team that has ever happened to?
I think so.
Jeez. All right.
So if they should happen to play again,
I mean, if you're Josh Allen, in fairness, you're probably hoping he sees you in a couple weeks. He's like, "Oh, Dolphins again." He's probably thrilled. He's just like, "Oh, I got the leg up on you." But I didn't like it. I felt like he kind of was just. I just felt like it was lip service /
Yes, and yes. That's what it is. You say something nice and you move on.
You can just say good, but you can just say good game. You don't want to be saying, see you in a couple of weeks.
It wasn't a good game.
It was no. I mean, he they said always fun competing against you. Oh, see you in a couple of weeks, Tua. Unless he was talking about the Pro Bowl, I don't know.
No, that's what you do. Oh, we'll see you guys again, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That was his way of kind of tipping the hat. We realize how good you are.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it. I don't like
it. Like it? Why?
Yeah.
You know why? You know why? Here's what happens. You look at everybody's comments through your scope.
That's fair.
So what you would do if you wanted to throw a little shenanigans into the party.
That's fair.
But everybody doesn't come from that place, right?
Are you trying to say people are genuinely nice?
I think he was just being genuinely nice. No big deal. You, on the other hand, you think everybody has covert operations.
That's right. I do.
Right. So yeah, but you can't put that on somebody else. That's you.
We'll take a quick break. Leroy's got to go to his hit. The great Ron Rothstein. He's going to stop by while Leroy's in Cleveland. We're going to talk some Spo with Coach Ron. Stop the tape. Back after this. All right. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Miami Heat back on the hardwood tonight. They're taking on a hell of a match, Oklahoma City Thunder. They've been rolling this season. A lot of fun. We got a fun couple of rookies tonight with Jaime Jaquez, Chet Holmgren. Of course, SGA is one of the best players in the league. And the Heat looking to keep things going at home. But the big news yesterday, Erik Spoelstra, multiple reports coming out. He has signed a long-term lucrative extension with the Miami Heat. And let's talk about all of the things with the great Ron Rothstein. You can see tonight on Bally Sports Sun. They get their coverage going at 7 o'clock with pregame action. And you can see the coach there. Coach, appreciate the time. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning, Brendan. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Coach. Your reaction when you get the news that Erik Spoelstra is locked up long term with the organization? I don't think it's a surprise that they'd want to keep him around, but you know the numbers get out there as biggest, most guaranteed to a coach long term. I guess just how proud are you of a guy that you've been around for a very long time to see him get to this point?
Well, first of all, I think it's no surprise, and he's earned everything he's gotten. He's earned through his hard work, his dedication, his commitment to his professionalism. No one is more deserving, and I couldn't be happier for him. And why not? I mean, look at the other numbers around the league. So why shouldn't he get it? Are you kidding? I mean, what else does he have to do? You know, I mean, he's been fabulous. He's done a great job. And the organization, is not run by people who don't know what they're doing. They've proven it for 25 plus years. And they just want to make sure it's in a steady hand, and it will be.
Was there a certain moment or story that you have, Ron, where you first meet Spo as he's coming up, or maybe in his first year on his staff when he gets the head job, where you're like, oh, this kid's going to be the real deal?
Well, you never know how it's going to pan out. But there was no question in my mind he was ready and deserving. That was clear. And, someone had said to me one time, well, you think he's ready? I mean, so my response was, what box doesn't he check? What hasn't he done to prepare himself for this job? And they couldn't answer that. I said, so, it's about time he had the opportunity. I mean, if you go back, I mean, Pat will even admit to it. Years ago when he first got started, he wasn't sure he was ready. They sort of pushed him through the door, And when people get a job for the first time, how can you predict what's going to happen? Some people will tell you they did or they could, and I say, well, good for them. I can't tell you that.
We were talking about this a little bit earlier in the hour, but I think it was the year they had the turnaround mid-season where they go, I think, 30-11, and I think this was the year where the Nets didn't play everybody. They had no reason to sit everybody. I remember you being really pissed about that on television, and Spo was just beside himself because he really cared about that team that looked like maybe this was going to be the first time you'd have to think about like pulling the plug on a Heat team. Just what do you think that says about his care, even in maybe a team that doesn't have a shot to get to the finals, that he just always puts that kind of emotion into it?
Well, that's what you do every day with your job. That's what he does every day with his job. Every day with his job, he goes in to try and make his team better. And he's always searching for ways to make himself better. I mean, I know that for a fact. And it's if you want to call it Heat culture or whatever you want to call it, that's the way he operates. He's always operated that way. I doubt if it'll ever change. It's professionalism. It's you show up and you do your job to the best of your ability, and you try and figure out how you can make yourself better, even if it's just that one day. Okay, let's maintain. Let's make sure we're sharp. Let's make sure we know what we're doing. But every day, somehow, some way, See if you can make yourself better, make your team better. And that's what he's always been about.
Talking to Ron Rothstein, you guys, of course, can watch tonight. Bally Sports, Sun, Heat, and Thunder here tonight. What are the things, Coach, that you see, I guess, of a Spo now? Like now that like everybody's kind of realized, oh, he's one of the greats, and he's proven himself. The noise used to be there, like so loud, people didn't realize how good he was. But do you see, I guess, a more confident Erik Spoelstra these days as opposed to Big Three era Spo? Like, what is the difference between the guy now and the guy who was, probably in the midst of when things were loudest against him?
Well, if I had to point to one thing, I would simply say experience. Experience breeding confidence, because he understands and knows what works and what doesn't work.
And do you think it's like from a player perspective, like, do you feel like he's changed in the way that he talks to guys with the more experience that he gets, or has that also stayed pretty consistent throughout his time?
I would say it probably has stayed pretty consistent throughout his time. I haven't been in the locker room in 10 years, so I can't tell you. But from everything I can gather and from what I'm talking to people, he's the same guy, maybe a little bit more confident in what he wants to do. But even back in the day, when he first started, and I can go back to one of the years of the Big Three, it might have been the second year. There was, I think, in the playoffs that year, where I think he had when we were down and we were on the road and we were facing a lot of adversity. And I thought at that point in time, that was maybe year 4 of his tenure. I thought he had a defining moment back then. And I think he really, at least in my mind, it was like, okay, you really knocked it out of the park today. And I told him that. But there's been plenty of moments over the course of the years. Look, you're an NBA coach. You had 82 games. You're with a team for 6, 7, 8 months. There's going to be ups and downs, and there's always going to be challenges.
Coach, swinging it to this year's team, I was very excited this last game, getting to see Nikola Jović, he's starting to get some run with the team, but also, he just felt the box score kind of everywhere. You could feel his teammates really rally behind him. Spo, has said this has to not be a microwave. It has to be a slower process because he's so young. But it was great to see that kind of get rewarded with him performing the way that he did and having those kind of in-between plays. What have you made about Nikola and his play as of late, and how do you think this can continue to develop this year?
First of all, I think as the 27th pick in that draft, that's an incredible steal because this kid's got some talent. He's got real offensive skills and size. 6'10", 6'11". He can handle like a guard. He's a really, really good passer. And he can shoot it. I mean, he put it on the floor. This kid's got offensive ability. His challenge going forward, and it's been a challenge and will continue. He's going to thrive offensively. He's going to be a very, very good offensive player. Where he's got to grow the most is at the defensive end, and I already see some growth there. And Spo's right. That kind of, if you're to chart a young player, very few of them just start at one point and go continually up. It's peaks and valleys. You raise, you plateau, you may drop a little, then you start going back up. That's just normal. That's just part of the process, and it will take some time. But I think our scouting department, our front office, we really got lucky. They did a remarkable job. Well, lucky the kid was there at 27, but our guys knew who he was. And I think you're starting to see it, come to fruition.
When a guy is that offensively talented, but he has his particular, things that he's got to work on defense, is it the speed? Is it just thinking the coverage, coach? Like, what do you think of the things that are just that he's coming to grips with, that once he does, he'll get more consistent time throughout his years?
Well, first of all, you have to accept the mindset. Physically, he's pretty good. I wouldn't say he's a great athlete. I wouldn't call him a high flyer, but he's a pretty good athlete, and he has enough physical skills to become, if not an adequate, but somewhat better defender. What starts with a mindset and the willingness to open up and accept teaching and coaching and understand and study. You got to study. You got to watch film, and then you've got to drill it. And then you got to put it to work. And then you have to be able to stay the course in spite of your mistakes and go through the pain of growing. It's not easy, and it will take some time, but it's getting there. I see it happening already. And I think it's just going to be a matter of time.
The other thing that was really interesting after that game, Kevin Love's been on a hell of a run here, coach, and he's also a guy who's been an established all-star. I think Spo referred, like, he's a guy, and you're starting to see, like, it shouldn't be a surprise that Kevin Love can put up numbers like this off the bench, but people in Cleveland, they kind of cast him aside, and he comes here and has his role with us last year. But it feels, does he look more comfortable to you this year? Does he feel like he fits in even more this year? Because this is a hell of a run Kevin Love is on right now.
Yeah, first of all, his per minute numbers are off the charts. I mean, he's incredibly efficient. Number one, shooting, rebounding, assists, his outlet passes, but his overall feel and knowledge of the game, his experience, he's a help to the younger guys also. And yes, I think he came in during the season last year, didn't have a training camp with us. He's been around a little bit longer, but he's been around long enough to understand what works and doesn't work. But it takes, no matter how long you've been around, when you go to a new situation, it takes a little while to settle in. He has settled in. He's definitely more comfortable. And I think he now feels comfortable enough to be that veteran guy who can help lead. And that time spent and the experience and the ability or the chance to play with these guys and grow together, I think all fits into what's happening with him now. And boy, he's been terrific. He really has. And the other thing was, let's face it, he's not asked to play 36, 38. He's playing 20, 23, 24 minutes, 18 minutes. So he come off the bench and give everything as, later in your career, it's not that easy to play 36, 38 minutes. So this is sort of like a perfect fit.
How much concern do you have, Coach? It looks like Kyle might miss a little time. He had that finger injury last game. Do you think that this roster can handle not having the traditional point guard for a little bit?
I think he can always handle most things for a little bit. But what's a little bit? And then when does the long haul settle in? And then you start to miss the little things that particular player might bring to you. And sometimes it's an opportunity for someone else to step in and grow, and you don't necessarily miss that player. So, but you got guys like Kyle and Jimmy who've been around and been so successful and are so good. If you miss them long enough, it's going to hurt. There's just no two way, unless all of a sudden somebody's just going to step forward and be that guy. And you don't want to have to go there. You'd like to go with what's known. That has a tendency to work better.
Before we get you out of here, Coach, I wanted to play some sound for you. I don't know if did you see last night the Raptors coach go off on the Lakers getting a bunch of free throws in the fourth?
You know what? Someone sent it to me, and my text back to my friend who sent it to me was, "I feel his pain."
So yeah, he goes up. Like, have you ever been that incensed, Coach, where like you feel like this is not fair? You're seeing a team 23-2 or whatever it is in a fourth quarter where you just have to sound off like that. Have you ever gotten to that breaking point?
What do you think?
Yes.
Of course. Especially if you coach an expansion team for 3 years.
Oh man.
You get zero. Well, actually, I didn't go off until year 3. You know, I just got a lot of technical fouls the first 2 years. And then my wife threatened to kill me if I got any more because they were expensive. And then, so I kept them in. And then one night, it was in February. I remember it distinctly. It was in February of my 3rd year, and we were playing the Pistons. And we were playing well. And February was the only time in my 3 years we had a 500 month. And we played really well and lost a tough game against the Pistons. And I went off after the game for the first time. I went off and just lost it on the officials. You know, back then it cost me $1,500. But today it might cost you $5,000 or $10,000 or whatever.
Jeez.
You know, so I think every coach at some point in time goes through it. It happens. It's not we think when it happens to us, we think we're being picked on and everything else. And it's circumstances. It has happened in the past. It'll continue to happen in the future. Hopefully it doesn't happen too many times, but there will be nights like that.
How does Spo always seem to pull off the move of just telling the league on the front end, "You're not going to find me," and then kind of go with his critiques of that may be there, but he always seems to put on the press conference, the front end is, "You're not going to find me." Sometimes he'll just even point at the camera and say, "You're not going to find me." How does this move? Where did he come up with this?
Well, first thing I always told him when he does that, I said, "Listen, it pays to be cheap." That's number one. And the other thing is he has a remarkable ability to control his emotions. It's one of the great things about him as a coach. He's been able to do this since he first stepped into that first seat, and it's helped him tremendously. And it's not easy to do. Not that many guys can do it.
Coach, I appreciate the time. Go watch Ron Rothstein tonight on Bally Sports Sun coverage of Heat and Thunder. 7 o'clock, their coverage gets going for the 7:30 tip from the Kaseya Center. You, of course, can hear that today on WQAM with Jason Jackson and Amy Audibert as well. Appreciate the time, Coach.
All right, Brendan, the best. Okay, take care.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Ron Rothstein, always a pleasure to talk to the great Ron Rothstein, a true legend and just a great dude as well. I appreciate him giving us some time today and some knowledge on Erik Spoelstra, who of course signs an 8-year, $120 million plus extension with the Miami Heat. Props to Erik Spoelstra, actually, just much deserved. You feel wiser after Ron Rothstein, Marcos?
Yeah, and I'm surprised it took him 3 years to snap. I'm not gonna lie to you. As an expansion team, I can imagine you get no calls at all. 3 years.
Oh my God,
pretty good.
I would have loved to see a Ron Rothstein like ref rant just go viral. You know, because that's the thing that's cool about Rajakovic's rant is like, I think a lot of people are, there'll be the Lakers fans who are going to make fun of him. Boo. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I loved it when Fizdale did it. Remember when Fizdale did that to the Spurs? And he's that's like, right. He's not going to rook us. Take that for data. And then leaves. Love it. I mean, I am all for a great coach's rant. Like you could just see that's just been bubbling up for a little bit. But Spo, man, like he never gets got like that. Never. He's always just like, league, you're not even gonna think about finding me. Like, all right. And they don't
control.
Not to our knowledge. I don't think that press release has ever come out that said Spo's been fined $5,000 for referee critiques.
Yeah, no, he has a good way of using his mind control. I think maybe I'm looking at it one time in 2012. Wow, this is a hefty fine. I got to find out what the hell he said. But he was fined $2,500 in 2012.
$2,500 back in 2012.
No, actually, you know what? Damn, dude, this is $25,000.
$25,000. I wonder what he did.
This is it was a Indiana versus Miami playoff, and I believe those got pretty chippy if I remember correctly.
So if it was 2012, that was the year that Chris Bosh got hurt. Was that the playoff series? So you said that happened against?
Yeah, it was a playoff series against the Pacers, and he was fined 25.
Game 3? Was it game 3?
Let's see. He was fined for critical public comments about how the Miami-Indiana playoff series was being officiated. Let's find out exactly what game. I can imagine, though, like I said, those things got pretty chippy. So,
well, game 3 in that series was really, really ugly. Like he started Dexter Pittman, it did not go well.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then LeBron and D Wade.
Well.
Dude, LeBron and D Wade went off the next game. Like it was amazing. They just completely throttled the Sixers in that season. I don't think he's even been like I remember. I think he got ejected. Like, has he been ejected once in his career? And I think it was like at the end of a double OT. It's crazy, man. Anyway,
the league, his comments apparently were around shoot around, so it wasn't even like right after a game. It was during shoot around. So the league does not have a problem with hard fouls on our two main guys.
Definitely must have been after game 3.
Yeah,
you got to pick your spots. You got to pick your spots when you got to unload on the officials. But
yeah.
Anyway, appreciate Ron Rothstein for joining the show. We'll take a quick break, get some cat talk. We'll hear a little bit of Doug Plagans last night as the Cats, the Florida Panthers, extend their win streak to 8 in a row. Back after this. Welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy. Thanks again to Ron Rothstein for joining the show. Let's get to some cat talk here, brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. I wish I had a Celsius right now. I got to be honest with you. I don't have one. I walked to my my desk this morning, Marcos, and I had a green apple, and I was like, damn it, I wish I had another one right now. I love that chair. I've been into that. That wasn't my favorite. I've been very into strawberry lemonade on the Celsius.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like Leroy, that always was Leroy's favorite. That and cola, very strangely. Loves him some Celsius cola. And
I haven't seen you on that recently.
I've been liking the green apple. Yeah, I guess because he told me he like put fear in me that it was going away. And so every time I see him, I'm like, oh, green apple, I gotta get it. Leroy tricked me. But anyway, let's get to some cat talk here. Brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Cats win last night over the St. Louis Blues. Let's just hear the hat trick last night from Matthew Tkachuk yesterday, Marcos. Give us his first goal. Doug Plagens on the call. Matthew Tkachuk is, look, people are wondering, a little bit of a slow start for Chucky. What's going on here? Not no more, dude. Not no more. I know this has kind of been the Reinhardt show as far as the goals are concerned early on in this season. Our boy looks all the way back right now. Matthew Tkachuk is light and bleep up. Here is his first goal last night for the Cats.
Bank pass right side, Tkachuk into the offensive end, top of the circle, finds a trailer for Hagee. Tkachuk, a shot, and he scores! And the Panthers take a 3-1 lead. Great passing, Tkachuk and Verhaeghe, and it's Tkachuk to finish it off out of the right circle, and Matthew Tkachuk gives the Panthers a 3-1 lead. Matthew Tkachuk with a wrist shot out of the right circle, goals in 4 consecutive games for him.
Yeah. He's streaking. The Cats are streaking. Matthew Tkachuk's got it going on right now. He's been simply amazing. Do you think he was done there, Marcos, in the third period? Because I don't think so either. I don't think he was done.
By Parayko, but Lundell able to regather it. Plays it out to the line for Forsland. Left point long shot, and he scores! Took a deflection out front. Matthew Tkachuk may have gotten a stick on that, and the Panthers take a 4-1 lead with 14:03 to play here in the third period.
This was like a homecoming third period. He just goes, you know what? I'm for the people here to see me, to see the homecoming king, Matthew Tkachuk. He gets one more, a little empty netter for the hat trick.
In over the Panthers line, it's Buchnevich down to the corner. Neighbors put it on net, and Kulikov knocked it away. Out come the Panthers now. Tkachuk toward the empty net from a long distance, and he scores! And it's a hat trick for Matthew Tkachuk. 5-1. The Panthers are in front with 56.7 seconds to go here in this third period of play.
Damn. So he scored 3 goals in the third period. He had the feed to Sam Reinhart for the go-ahead goal in the second. That's what we call a night, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we call a night. That's a night, Leroy. Would you agree that's a night?
It's a night.
That's a night, dude.
That's a night. Especially in front of your hometown.
Woo. That's
the only thing that was probably missing is a Tkachuk on Tkachuk fight.
Pretty much, yeah. I gotta think they promised Grandma no more. She was horrified last time around.
No way. It's like when they tell us stop quibbling. They can't promise you nothing.
Bro, you don't think that Grandma's grabbed Tkachuk's by the ears? She, boys, you know? No, Grandma, no.
I bet you Grandma puts her mouthpiece in and put her skates in and shows them how to do it.
Is that a strictly old person thing to grab you by the ears? Anybody doing that anymore?
No. Not the ear, but the fatty underneath the arm.
Oh, dude.
Oh. You know what I call that? The old church pinch.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, the Cats, if you want to go see your Cats, man, they are coming home for a long homestand right now. Started up on Thursday against the Kings. So they got 6 games coming up. Actually, yeah, 6 games, 7 out of 8 for the Panthers coming up at home here for the rest of the month. So I very much recommend you get into Amerant Bank Arena and go and seeing some Cat action.
A lot of Canadian teams coming down?
No, not really.
They usually come around. I know they between Thanksgiving and Christmas, whoo, Canadian teams are down.
Yeah, you're right about that. No Canadian teams. I think they already got the Canadian tour out of here already.
The Canadian tour is usually before the new year.
Yeah, they'll have another coming up in like February, at the end of February, Montreal. They'll come back. But
nobody says it like that, dude.
Montreal.
No.
Canadiens.
They say that. They say that.
The Canadiens.
You French?
Well, they are.
Yeah, French.
Here's Matthew Tkachuk after the game.
Honestly, we had a few days off in Vail, so I'm sure we knew it was going to be a little bit sluggish there to start after being off for a few days. But I thought for the most part we simplified our game super well, had everybody contributing, and just tried to keep it as low scoring as possible against kind of like a high flying offense over there. And I thought we did a great job only giving up one goal.
Your team so effective during this win streak in the third period. What is it about the confidence that this group has in that final frame to lock it down?
Yeah, that's the main thing, is lock it down. I mean, we have a lead in that third, so that's the recipe, is don't give them any more. I know it sounds pretty simple, but it's hard on the end of a trip. We've been on the road for a while, but I thought we did such a great job of grinding it out.
Man, is Casey and the Sunshine Band like their victory song?
I was wondering.
What movie is that from? Oh, is that from hold on, let me think.
You're very
Oh
good.
no, it's from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
that's what you just said.
Oh.
Yep. That's all right. No, it's okay. I'm used to it. It's fine.
It's like I either picture two things. That's either Paul Maurice's Office, because I just picture him listening to Casey and the Sunshine Band, or is that the band? Have they gone from Kodak Black to Casey and the Sunshine Band?
I picture Paul Maurice listening to like Old Blue Eyes or something. You know what I'm saying?
He loosens up the tie. He's got the tie loosened up after
got a little scotch
to celebrate a victory. You know,
run for a while. I think.
Oh yeah.
Probably the last 3 weeks, you've seen the game change where I don't want to say pucks aren't going in. He's just getting a different look. It's different around the net for him. So, but he had never changed his game over that course in time. You know, he was committed to what the team needs to do to win. So that's why I was never really worried about it. We were winning hockey games, and you know he's going to score. So, but just for his own good feeling and his line mates as well, it's great to see him. He's had an incredible trip.
Yeah, he certainly has. Goals in 4 straight games for Matthew Tkachuk. So anyway, go check out your cats. That's Cat Talk, brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. I was just saying before you got back on, Leroy, I've been on the green apple kick. I've been like editing because I think that you've like put fear in me because you made it sound like it was discontinued. So like every time I see it,
you can only get it at 7-Eleven.
I know. Well, I have a couple 7-Elevens. Those are really next to my, like right on the corners of my house, like dueling 7-Elevens. But every time I see it, I gotta grab it because what if I never see it again? And it's delightful. I don't like the fact though, the one quibble I would have with Celsius, I really want to try this blue raspberry lemonade, but fizz free. I don't know.
Yeah, they have a couple of flavors like that. You know, also if you get the packets, they have a lot of different flavors that way too. Because
yeah.
The packets, I always get cranberry lemonade, but you can't get, they don't make that flavor.
Let's get to our headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Mike,
hey, it's after 12. Where's J-Fig?
I don't know. Good question. Scooby Patrol?
No.
I don't know. I know she'll be here at 12:30 because we got rats off a ship. She better be here. Right? Dude, did you see this video? Have you seen this viral video in New York? I saw this on New York Post. Did you see this homeless dude who had the rats living under his blanket and like they got lifted up and the rats scurried out? It was like it had to be like at least 8 rats. It was wild. I'm gonna see if I can get that video for you.
No,
New York. Oh man,
crazy, right?
Man, it's on New York Post, Daily Mail, The Mirror. It's everywhere apparently.
So let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Yeah.
So instead of finding this man a place to live, we taking pictures of him sleeping with rats.
Well,
I think he made his choice.
In fairness to the TikTok,
Nobody used to live with rats.
Oh my
Let
god,
go, man.
a lot
They
of
could be
rats.
friends. Oh my gosh.
In fairness, Leroy, the question on the TikTok to spread awareness says, "What are we doing about the homeless and rats crisis in New York?" So they are asking the question. They're just not. They're not doing anything in this particular video to help this man.
Have them sleep together.
Well, I mean, I think the rats and the homeless are realizing we have to work together to keep warm.
Yeah, record temperatures.
I wonder if any of the rats could cook like Ratatouille.
Oh man, like I would love. Wouldn't you love like an assistant rat, like just to do your bidding?
No.
Because it's like,
man, they're
keep it
like
on mute,
moving.
Marcos, because I have no idea whether this guy curses or not. So let's just go visuals on this one. But Leroy, watch the end of this. Watch the rats. Watch the rats coming out of this. All right. You see them all kind of like scurrying around there. And whoa! That's a lot of rats, dude.
Wow.
Rats of a homeless.
Okay. How many? Okay, off like just first glance, I'm thinking there may have been 20 just now.
Yeah, we gotta like if we're reviewing.
You had the early runners.
2, oh, nice.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's
Wide
at least
zone.
8 there. Yes, we got the all 22 on these. It's perfect. This is
Oh my god, dude! There's definitely in the 20s there on rats.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a lot of rats, dude. And they're all like, oh my goodness.
And they just scattered. God, that is rough.
Let's get out of here.
Oh my goodness. Same time tomorrow, Billy.
We know he can't help his nap. He gets that empty 2020 and then very sleepy.
This corner.
Jeez.
Maybe he's learning kung fu. I don't know.
I will say when I was in New York for my buddy's wedding, I did notice lots of rats in the subway. But I don't feel like do we, are the rats overtaking New York? I feel like that's always been a thing. Are they even worse right now? Is this why they're all moving down here?
Hey, that's little rats. Where I'm from, you got rats like this, dude.
Yeah, what are those things called?
Neutral rats.
Awesome.
No. Pull it up. Neutral rats.
Neutral rats. It's like it sounds like the rats that have been taking supplements. Neutral rat for the rat that's on creatine. Y'all are eating those there though, right?
Some people eat them.
Oh man.
Oh my god. No, these are what? No, these are beavers.
Is it like a muskrat? Same thing?
No, it's a rat.
No, dude. This is a beaver with a long tail. No, not a, because beavers have decent sized tails. This is, what am I even looking at, dude? Do they have gold teeth too? They have gold teeth. What's going on here? What am I even looking at? This is disgusting, Leroy. People eat this?
Yep. That's what's running around New Orleans.
Put it on the dartboard.
What?
What?
9 to 20 pounds?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is rough.
It's brutal. It's brutal. Like, it's not, no. People in New Orleans eat anything with a heartbeat.
It says muskrats have a long, narrowy, flattened tail that can be seen whipping like a snake. Nutras have a heavy rat-like tail covered in hairs.
Ugh.
Jeez.
I don't know what it's covered in. I ain't never been that close. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm out.
Oh, man. All right. What the hell were we talking about?
Rats off a ship, dude.
Oh, rats off a ship. That's right. That's coming up later on this hour. Anyway, the Dolphins are getting back on the practice field today as they are getting ready for frigid temperatures in Kansas City. It's going to be really cold. I don't know if you guys have heard, but it's going to be really, really cold. It's going to probably be the coldest game in history. I was reading in the Herald, it said the coldest game in history for the Dolphins at kickoff was in 2008 at Kansas City, and it was 10 degrees at kickoff.
What the hell is up with this?
Not even close. It's going to be 20 degrees lower than that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I was listening to the morning show, and they had a good point. We've heard of the Ice Bowl. I think that was a long time ago. They even had a freezer bowl in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. What are we going to call this? This needs a cool name, at the very least.
If you don't win, nobody cares.
For sure.
Taylor Swift has a song, Snow on the Beach. So you got Miami coming to Kansas City. There
Is
you
that
go.
the same as Cake by the Ocean?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I think they mean different things.
Yeah, Snow on the Beach, especially for the old Dolphins O-line coach. There's big rains falling.
Isn't he the offensive line coach in San Francisco?
Sure is.
Nah, he's somewhere making good money.
No, San Francisco.
No, he is in San Francisco. I think he was Mike McDaniel's like mentor. in
What?
San Francisco. Yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
What do you mean, dude?
There's
no big rains falling. I love you a lot.
He's the run game coordinator and offensive line coach in San Francisco.
Yeah, that's what he did here.
That's impressive.
That is impressive. We'll take a quick break, get into some more Dolphins and other shenanigans on the side. Plus, Jimmy Butler. Speaking about coming back as well. When can we get old Jimbo back? Plus, he gave us the Goosies yesterday as well. Back after this.
South Florida Lexus dealers 15 minutes of game day uncensored.
Let's go! Sponsored by South Florida Lexus Dealers. Experience amazing.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock here on the show. Miami Dolphins getting ready for the Kansas City Chiefs in what is going to be a really, really, really cold game. Marcus just sent you a cut from Mike McDaniel's press conference, if you can get that for me, as he has just addressed the cold weather that the Dolphins are going to face in his Mike McDaniel way.
Why are we making that an emphasis?
The cold weather?
They got to play in the cold weather too.
I think that's kind of his point that we're going to hear from him. Why is it they're a Miami team going to, sub-zero weather?
But no, everybody's not from Miami. And the other thing is this, right? It's cold for everybody. So there's nobody used to playing in minus whatever conditions. Nobody.
I was doing my podcast yesterday with my co-host for Tapped Out from QL, Sean Levine, who is in Kansas City. He does radio on their flagship. He showed me outside his window yesterday, Leroy.
Blistery.
I was terrified. I'm like, who would want to live there? Like, just the chance. I know we have hurricanes every once in a while. We got to dodge that.
You know they're coming.
You can dodge it. You can dodge a hurricane. You can dodge a ball.
Okay.
Dude,
I know we got that.
When I first got to Minnesota, I parked on the curb because I was staying in like a hotel for like the first month. And my car, when I got up, a small SUV, the only thing that I could see was the side view mirror. That's it.
That's crazy. Do you have Mike McDaniel, Marcos? Here is McCochin on the experience coming up for the Miami Dolphins in really cold weather.
Those type of experiences, when you're playing football in colder weather than you'd hang out in, then it can be one of two things. It can be an excuse, or it can be something that galvanizes a team because you're going through it together. Look, I don't think you guys would mistake me for a cold weather body. Okay. But I'm really excited to go do that with the team.
You think he's going to go no sleeves like Wilkins?
No, and he's going to he ain't going to have his pants pulled up either.
The last time we saw him in the real cold, people thought he was vaping.
He's literally going to wear a ski outfit out there. I promise you.
Of course, Mike McDaniel using Tyler Hero's favorite word.
Which was speaking about how there were little contributions for certain players that really affected the game towards the end with no Jimmy, and then in the second half without Kyle. Can you talk about those little contributions? What was the galvanizing factor that really helped you guys close it out tonight?
What word was that you used? What was that?
Galvanizing.
That's a big word for me, dog.
And then he tried to, it was okay. It was okay if he just left it at that. Why try to say the damn word when you leaving?
Well, he wanted to try and feel like he had learned something that day. He wanted to.
He didn't.
He wanted to get to a point where he's like,
Then, like you said, Spo said, a bunch of guys stepped up and were able to, impact the game in many different ways.
Thanks, Coach.
Y'all have a galvanizing night.
It is a big word for me, dog. It's tough.
No cap.
Well, listen, Mike McDaniel went to Yale,
And sometimes he talks like he went to community college, right?
Well, just the gathering of talking takes very long.
The gathering of words.
Gathering of words.
It just kind of feels like
I'm looking for it. There it is.
Here's the Rolodex of everything that's going on there. He did say on Tyreek Hill, return to Arrowhead this week. He said, not worried about him. because Tyreek was put on the injury report yesterday. He already had the ankle, but apparently has a quad too. If this just tells you how many injuries are around, he goes, didn't even know he had a quad injury until I saw it on the injury report. Yeah. I like how he goes looking over the menu. He goes, oh, really? You have fish today. How about that?
But here's the deal. With so many guys hurt and out, right? It might be hard for him to recognize a boo-boo. Right? Right? Because as of late, guys have been ripping stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel bad. I feel bad that you've worked all year to get to a certain point, and then the team that you're going to get there with isn't the team that got you there.
No, especially on defense. I think the good news is the offense is probably about as healthy. I mean, Tyreek's banging.
Well, they need
notwithstanding. If they get Waddle and Mostert back, which it kind of sounds like they're going to.
Here's what I realized. You got a room full of wide receivers, but you don't have a room full of playing wide receivers.
Right. You got two good receivers and then some intangibles.
And we always thought that there was a lot of depth at that position until Waddle and Tyreek aren't on the field.
Right.
And I think one of the most important aspects of that is that Tua can depend on those guys being where they're supposed to be.
Yes.
And when you can't, the offense looks terrible.
Absolutely.
And so that's a point of emphasis probably this week. That, hey, that ball's coming out. You need to be where you need to be.
But if they get Waddle back and they get Mostert back, which sounds like that stuff does sound like it's trending in a good direction, the offense is going to be as healthy, at least from an attendance standpoint, as it has been in a while.
Attendance? What are we doing? High school roll call?
Well, because I know Tyreek is banged up. He's going to be out there. 100%.
But here's the other thing. Tyreek, for the amount of yards that he has and the amount of catches and stuff like that, he takes a lot of plays off.
Yes. They let
even when he's healthy.
Yeah. Because they like to they truly like the cheetah. They like to make sure he can go full throttle and
right.
They can rest him on certain times. It's got to be just exhausting, doing his little crouching thing and just making the receivers run. Ah, there he is.
I just really, what is your bigger concern? Defense? I'm taking it.
Oh, it is. It's weird because that the Chiefs haven't been very good at scoring this year.
That's why I'm more worried about, because if we go ahead and just acknowledge the fact that the defense isn't going to be as good.
Yeah.
That still doesn't mean that Kansas City is going to score a bunch of points.
Yeah, the receivers still suck.
So I think more of an emphasis has to be on offense, scoring touchdowns and not field goals.
Agreed. And I think that's been a thing with this last month is like, hey, you get on these drives, they were so efficient in the red zone early on in the year. And I know that the numbers for bad teams, good teams, whatever. They've just been settling for more field goals. These drives haven't been capped up in the end zone. And so definitely is, that's definitely something that with everybody, if you are as healthy as you can be going into this one, you're kind of going your strength versus their strength. Your weakness on defense is not because of your defense, because it's not your defense. Half of your defense is missing.
Right.
And so you got to go up against this Chiefs team that has a pedigree, a quarterback who has a pedigree, a tight end who's really good, but a team that has not been able to put up points.
Right.
And also it's going to be freezing. So I don't know what that does for, running the ball, throwing the ball.
You can't, throwing the ball is going to look like it. When you see him throw the ball, here's the worst part. You know who's going to be miserable? The kickers.
Oh, no.
The balls are like rocks.
Jeez.
And they keep, you know what they do, right? They keep the balls in like a little hot pocket. The kicking balls. Oh, yeah. Get them nice and warm so the leather stays soft. And then as soon as they kick, they throw it in, and then take it back and put it back in. You have to. Can you imagine?
I feel like Zonk would scoff at that.
Those footballs are so hard.
What were they doing back in the day, though? Zonk's day. You think like they were putting it on a fire like a turkey?
They also kicked with like metal toes on their shoes. You know what I'm talking about? The little square toe. Right. And then the guy who owned the record, he had a half a foot.
That's crazy.
Cheated?
Don't
A
say I'm
half a
cheating.
foot.
I don't know. I gotta look what's inside that shoe.
Not a foot.
I feel like we just saw him. He's living under a blanket with those rats. We'll take a quick break. Back after this.
rats off a ship.
Welcome back, everybody. Gonna get to rats off a ship here in just a second. But first, you guys want to go see Udonis Haslem get his jersey retired. That is coming up next Friday at the Kaseya Center. If you want to see number 40 get raised to the rafters, text the word retire to 20357. That's retire to 20357. And you can win. You guys can get more info on this at WQAM.com. But if you guys want to go see Udonis Haslem's jersey get raised to the rafters, text retire to 20357. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
What do we got today for Rats Off a Ship, J-Fig?
All right. So I want you guys to tell me how you feel about these refs. We have some audio here.
Oh, man.
Of
This
the
guy,
Raptors coach.
This guy is my new favorite, and I love him so much. Darko Rajaković. Here he was yesterday after the Lakers game.
He shot 23 free throws in that fourth quarter. What could you?
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug. That's outrageous. What happened tonight? This is completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees. Shame for the league to allow this. 23 free throws for them, and we get 2 free throws in the fourth quarter. Like how to play the game. I understand respect for all stars and all that, but we have star players on our team as well. How's possible that Scotty Barnes, who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for the whole game. How's that possible? How are you going to explain that to me? They had to win tonight? If that's the case, just let us know so we don't show up for the game. Just give them a win. But that was not fair tonight.
You know, I didn't notice the first time around that he basically called them fixing the game, saying the Lakers are so desperate. What, they have to win tonight? Just let this. You know what else is a great thing with the accent is the finger point, because you know they mean business.
It's a very aggressive finger point.
It's a very good. He's my new favorite. I'm Rats Off a Ship on the refs. I'm tired of this nonsense. I'm tired of their nonsense. You know, it does feel like, and we had Ron Rothstein when Leroy were in Cleveland. I asked him, I said, hey, you ever feel like this? He goes, what do you think?
He's still scared to go get fined.
He said his wife got so mad at him when he was in the third-year expansion Heat. He just couldn't take it anymore because they were taking on the bad boy Pistons. He lost it. They got fined. He said it was like a grand back in the day.
A grand.
Now Spo is getting. We found Spo's only fine. It was $25,000. It only happened once.
Because he's smooth with it.
Smooth with it, dude. Smooth with it. Anyway, Rats Off a Ship on the refs. Leroy?
I'm rats.
Rats off a ship.
I'm rats off a ship. It is a bit like when you say you have a player being just as aggressive as they are, and usually when you have a situation like that, it's a 3-point shooting team, right? And they're complaining about fouls. But when you say I got a guy just as aggressive as they are, right? He ain't getting no calls.
I like that guy, man. What about you, J-Fig?
Very rats off a ship, but I'm also not rats off a ship as coach because he was laying down the law. I loved it.
I'm a fan of this guy.
Rats off a ship.
Big fan.
Marcos?
Clean sweep. The refs are bad.
Rats off a ship.
Bumps. What's number 2, J-Fig?
All right, so we have a new NBA Netflix show that will follow LeBron, Anthony Edwards, Tobin, Tatum, Sabonis, and Jimmy Butler.
Ooh. Anthony Edwards, you say, eh?
Put that away, sir.
Anthony
I
Edwards.
thought we weren't doing that.
Sorry. I think I added that. My bad. Sorry. That's kind of cool. You know me. If there's a reality sports show and it follows one of my favorite players, Jimmy Butler, I'm absolutely in. I'm going to see.
There's a reality show, number one.
I love reality TV.
Or if it's sports.
I love reality TV, but if it's a sports reality TV, like I've loved Hard Knocks. I don't care about the losing. Last night's episode was tremendous with Hard Knocks. It was really great, and I think Jimmy Butler's a fascinating guy to follow. Like, he doesn't just do basketball. So I think he's going to have a fun, who's Jimmy hanging out with tonight? Oh, there's Jimmy backstage at a concert. There's Jimmy at Art Basel. There's Jimmy in the Colombian
baby
mountains.
shower.
Yeah, like Jimmy Butler's probably going to be the most interesting guy on that show because, Tatum, what are they going to follow? Hey, Deuce. Hey, Dad. I hope I beat the Heat this year. You won't.
You won't.
When do I get to see Uncle Jimmy? It's not funny.
Wait, we might be able to see his country album process.
Oh, that'd be super cool. LeBron's obviously going to have, it's LeBron. Who's not going to want to see behind? And I think it's a LeBron production with Peyton Manning. So that's cool. I mean, look, I love it. I thought the quarterback show was really good last year. The thing is, nobody wanted to do it this year. They had trouble getting anybody for it. And so, I'm all into Sabonis is a little weird. I don't know who the hell wants to follow Sabonis.
You know what though? He's probably going to become a character favorite because I thought that when I was like Kirk Cousins. Who the hell?
Yeah, maybe. I probably won't though. Not with Sabonis. Not with Sabonis. But I'm not rats off a ship. I love this. I love sports reality TV. Leroy,
rats off a ship.
Damn it! Come on, what? Come on! Everyone has
What
Netflix.
is Jimmy?
No, just not my thing.
He'd rather watch airplanes landing.
Mayday air disaster,
or not landing,
or not landing.
You never know.
If you're on that show,
trying
they're
to
not
be
landing.
positive, Marcos.
Sometimes they save the plane.
That's the charm of it.
I mean, I watched one where they landed on the Louisiana levee, and guess how they got the plane off the levee?
How?
They changed the engine, turned that puppy around, and took off on the levee. That was cool.
J-Fig, where are your rats on this new show?
Look, I've been enjoying Hard Knocks, and I'm pretty sure I will enjoy this one too. So I'm not rats off a ship.
Marcos?
No, I'm definitely interested. I would love to see more Jimmy Butler. I am not rats off a ship.
I would love to see Jimmy Butler on a basketball court.
Yeah, I would love to see that too. Well, we got some Jimmy comments from practice yesterday. We'll get to next segment. What else is on Rats Off a Ship today, J-Fig?
A streaming service with the word that I am not a fan of. Just kidding. Peacock. It is the only place where you can find the Fins versus Chiefs game if you're not in the local market.
Yeah, I'm not in the local market technically. So if I didn't have Peacock, I would need to subscribe to Peacock. I have Peacock. I'm not Rats Off a Ship on Peacock. A lot of people here complain about Peacock. Peacock's great. It's got some great shows. It started off slow, but Peacock, it's got the Real Housewives, all of them. And you could get Love Island. It's great. So you're not only getting football, you're getting great content. And let me just tell you, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, what a gem. I mean, this show is so good every single year. This Whitney, all she does is cause drama nonstop. She's a pot stirrer. And this Meredith, she is just so stuck up. I'm tired of her ass and her husband.
I don't know Meredith. I'm sorry. I don't know any.
One of them went to jail. The feds got on the Housewives of Salt Lake City, and they took her ass to jail. Crazy, because she was doing fraud. So anyway, not Rats Off a Ship on Peacock. Love Peacock.
Reality shows.
Love the Real Housewives, especially of Salt Lake City. This new Monica. She got a lot of drama with her mom this year.
If you were doing an advertisement for Peacock, and that's what you brought to the table,
yeah,
I would never sign up for it.
Why?
Dude, here's all you need to know as to why I have no interest in Housewives of Utah. Is that my wife is in a group chat, and it's called Housewives of Our Development.
I love that.
Real Housewives of Davie?
Yeah. and I'm like, what are you doing to me? I don't want that many friends.
Coming to Peacock, Housewives of Davie. Hey, we got a party coming over at Griff's.
What is wrong with you? Dude, is that why when I call you, you never answer?
What do you mean?
Watching Housewives of Utah?
Well, the thing is, we're caught up, my wife and I, so like we only get one episode a week, and she watched the last one without me.
That's the other thing.
Whoa!
Can I just say something? Netflix ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, you got to put a show out.
Because Netflix puts the whole show out.
Right. Agreed.
And all these HBO and Prime does it with some of their stuff. And Disney is notorious for this. You know why I haven't seen Mandalorian? Because I wasn't investing 2 months.
They're coming out with a Mandalorian movie. Did you see that yesterday?
No, really?
Yeah.
So I just watched. What did I watch? Loki.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, you finally caught up on the final season or third, whatever, most recent
second season.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Silly Sauce says Leroy would definitely like Real Housewives. I agree. It's great drama.
You know who's not in the movies anymore? The main character, the main bad guy.
Oh, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. He
I don't know how, because he's a big star in Loki too.
Yeah, they fired him after the conviction, right? He was just on Good Morning America.
Hey, I've been informed to stop, you guys, because
Stop
you're going to
what?
spoil something.
Oh, Leroy? Yeah, he's bound to spoil something.
Oh, he's a bad
So
spoiler.
what?
Yeah.
It's been out for forever.
Yeah, but it's a request to stop because you're going to spoil it. For
Only
this
because
person.
Timbo Slice is a regular. I will allow. I will give a non-spoil here. Anyway,
But you can
not
spoil Housewives of Utah.
No one's watching it. That's the thing.
Exactly.
You know, I was
We
trying to
are,
watch.
at least.
I wanted to watch Real Housewives of Miami, but they go to that Larsa Pippen, and I'm just like, man.
Oh, dude.
I was like the first season, and I'm like, man, they don't know she's gonna end up with Michael Jordan's son. This is kind of crazy. Like, you know, that you already have the spoiler
I
of.
would
She's
love
not
to
with
see
Scotty anymore.
I would just love to see how that played out with all the other housewives.
So you're saying that's Miami?
You think? Yeah, she's the one I know. Like that's the one she was famous in. I don't know if she's in another one, but yeah, that's Miami. But I
I
never.
know nothing of the Housewives. I've never seen one episode. So
J-Fig, come on. You know the last time I told you Love Island. Who got you with Tommy Fury and what a great season that was. I'm telling you.
I think I've only
Peacock.
seen 2 seasons though.
Well, yeah. You don't want to watch every season of Love Island, but you know the thing we're into now is 90 Day Fiance. Because trashier the better. Trashier the better.
Wait. Is
These are
that?
so
I think I've seen like a couple episodes of that one. And
Wait,
that,
here, only
the season I saw was hilarious.
Here's the other one that I can't even imagine. Married at First Sight.
Which one? That's Love.
That's
That's the one where they're in the box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that
a
one too.
box.
Yeah, like they only talk to the person through like almost like a confessional, and they fall
Are
in
you
love with
saying
them.
like Love is Blind?
Love
Yeah.
is blind. Yes, love is
No,
blind.
it's different. Marriage at First Sight is like
That's different.
I think so.
I don't think it is. I think you just made it a different title.
No, it didn't.
No, it's actually I googled it. It's an actual show.
Best
Apologize to me.
show. No,
No, why?
No.
You called me a fraud.
she corrected you.
No, she didn't. She said
No, I
it's a
didn't.
show.
I was trying to say, is it in comparison to Love is Blind?
-1.
To you?
To you.
No, for deflection.
Okay.
-1.
Oh my god.
Well,
You know what?
And stuff.
90 Day Fiance, the latest one we're watching. This Russian guy comes up. This Russian guy comes over, and he's a personal trainer. He goes, "I like body to look perfect." And but when you come over 90 Day Fiance, so basically it is they're all coming here. They got to they got a K1 visa. They got to marry in 90 days to get their green card, right? But you can't work in those 90 days. You're not allowed to work. So the wife is going to work while they have baby at home. And she goes, you're not going to be able to work out as much with baby. He goes, but against your mother, she would. Give me a couple hours, work out. She goes, isn't your son your bigger priority? She goes, but I need to look good if people are going to hire me for personal trainer.
So whoa. He came over.
Yep.
They had a kid.
Yeah. Oh, let me explain. She was a tutor in Russia. She taught English in Russia.
Okay.
So they actually had a real relationship, but they wanted to move to America.
So no, that's not 90-day marriage.
It is because she's the citizen. He needs to.
No, but they've already had a relationship.
No. Well, there are definitely ones that are fraud. This one happened to have a real relationship, but he's having trouble adjusting to America because he just wants to lift weights, and she's like, "You got to take care of the kids." He goes, "Make mother do it."
Gotta get old babushka on them, huh?
Babushka.
Babushka.
Oh my goodness! What the shows you watch are
I love how all of this stemmed from Peacock.
right.
I'm not rats off a ship on Peacock.
Totally rats off a ship on them, dude.
I'm not rats off a ship, and for those who questioned if I actually had one, I do have one.
I'm not rats off a ship for this reason.
Why's that?
Because they also show early golf.
Oh, all right.
Y'all get suckered in for various reasons. Don't forget what
They
they
also
did.
have
to us,
Parks
dude.
and Rec, guys.
Parks and Rec is good.
Is that a good show? Never
Great
seen
show.
it.
Really good.
It's an amazing
Maybe
show.
I'll check it out. You know what? You know my favorite reality show though of all time is Love After Lockup. Oh, I wish there were more seasons of that. That's a great show. Dude.
That's good.
How do you,
How do
You know, I think
cheat in jail?
I think it was the other day when I realized that was an actual thing.
That's a
How do
great
you cheat in jail?
How do you cheat in jail?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
because they come out, and then they gotta like settle these relationships with 2 or 3 people.
Dave South says Tobin is on Love After Potluck. Oh man. What else we got for rats off a ship, J Fig?
All right, so number 4, giving Cam Wake a call for Saturday.
Oh, not rats off a ship. I would love if they gave Cam Wake a call. You know, Omar Kelly was trying to get us to call Brent Grimes for this past game because of getting Eli Apple off the field. I love the idea. I loved it. I love dialing it up. If we're gonna just hire old guys, why not call legends? In fact, what do you think of this, Leroy? I pitched this on Game Day Uncensored.
You know, they made a commercial with that with Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, and
I saw, yeah,
Dan
with Dan
Marino.
Marino. Dan Marino.
It
But,
didn't
like,
go well.
I understand, but Dan's a little bit. He's Uncle Dan now. But Cam Wake, you know that he's probably got 3% body fat right now. What do you say to just having a legend spot on a team that you can call in a pinch like this, and you can just whenever you want call up Cam Wake?
Hold on.
Damn.
Here's why I want to
Legend spot?
Can I
Legend
just say
spot,
this?
dude.
Can I just say this? This is why I want to chop you in the throat. Right? There's a reason why he's not playing anymore. And you think you could just dial it up? Cam Wake's what, 40?
41.
Yeah.
But remember, you know, slower start to the NFL career. Had to go to Canada, right? Haven't you seen him at the Improv pretty recently, Marcos?
Yeah, still fit. Still fit. Only eats
Still
rabbit
fit.
food.
Does he look like he could get you a couple snaps?
Absolutely. Still only drinks water, lettuce. Crazy.
Dude, Cam Wake, because here's the thing. Bruce Irvin's 36, 41, samesies, basically.
What?
Samesies.
Oh, put him on Rondé Gasson for one play. What position he gonna play? Tight end? He ain't playing wide out.
He playing
wide. You have no shame.
playing-
No
Huh?
shame, buddy. No shame on you.
What do you mean?
I mean, you know.
What? I mean, them wide receiver days are over.
Where are you on Cam Wake?
Rats off a ship.
Why, dude?
Rats off a ship.
J Fig?
Just got a message. Zach Krantz saw
Yeah.
Cam Wake at Costco.
Oh,
Less than 2% body fat. And looks like he can get 8 sacks in a season.
Tell
Let's
him
call him right now.
Legend spot, dude.
Listen, Zach, you my boy.
Telling you.
But I'm not taking body fat advice from you. Everybody looks like they had 2% body fat. I'm just saying.
Getting sassy.
That's so sassy.
For sass.
I'm just saying.
You're hosing everybody down, dude.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
You literally just did.
You haven't gone on a rant.
Y'all think y'all talking nonsense right now.
J Fig, where are you?
Well, I'm not rats off a ship. Leroy.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Marcos?
Not rats off a ship. If you're listening, Cam Wake, I got 2 free tickets to the improv.
Wow.
Look at that.
Sweet the pot.
Unlimited water and lettuce.
Who do you got this weekend? Who's coming to the improv next weekend? Because he's busy this weekend.
Yeah, he'll be. Next weekend we got Dave Chappelle. He's coming to the improv. Cam Wake. You never know.
Take a quick break here on the program. Jimmy Butler talking about his health status. When are we going to get Jimmy Buckets back in the fold? We'll hear from him coming up next.
WQAM brought
right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Let's get into some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy a truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Miami Heat are back on the hardwood tonight. They are taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're good. They're good.
Yep.
They're good. SGA, he's good.
Chet
Holmgren, he's good. He's no Jaime Jaquez. He's no Jaime Jaquez. Going to be interested actually to see this. This is these extraterrestrials, you know, very tall, skilled, but look, I don't care how tall Chet Holmgren is. All right, he don't got Jaime's footwork. Nobody's got Jaime's footwork, dude. The spin moves. This is a statement game for young Jaime. You know, a chance for him to make his mark. You know, all the buzzes are out. First of all, Chet Holmgren's not even a rookie. Okay. Fake rookie, got hurt last year in a summer game. All right, that's his fault, not Jaime's. And second of all, you know, everybody's got this Wembanyama. And yes, I was even dazzled by that Greek Freak versus Wembanyama game. One of the best games of the season. It was great. However, he didn't have the guts to take the last shot. Jaime's got the guts. All right. He's going to go down there. You know, Leroy, he's going to throw buckets on anybody. He cooked LeBron. I don't know why. You don't believe me? What, am I hyping him up too much?
No, whose first year in the league was before he was born.
I know. Crazy.
So when you say, oh, he cooked LeBron. Right, all right.
Well, listen, LeBron was obviously very upset after the game. Didn't talk to the media. I mean, you got to think Jaime cooking him had to do something. Had to be something to do with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, Mr. Erik Spoelstra tweet. By the way, you got that, J-Fig? You got LeBron's tweet. Can you throw this up here for our audience? LeBron, after Spo got his extension, he tweets, "Worth every single cent of that contract. Congrats, Spo." Man,
You think there was ulterior motives in that?
Of course, dude. Do I think there's ulterior motives with LeBron James?
Find a motive. It is Tobin.
Look, first of all, I don't know if you guys have noticed lately. Darvin Ham has been getting cooked, as the kids say, because this guy's never met an injury excuse he doesn't like. Meanwhile, you know, Erik Spoelstra, he'll never go on injury excuse. He gets mad if you bring up injured players to him. He hates that. And so every time the Heat beat LeBron, he does some sort of hearkening back to the Heat days just to kind of give his current team a message. Now, there was word, Leroy, that the Heat scouting Bronny. That was Wendy told our boys at Locked On, Wes and Dave Ramil. He told them Heat were scouting Bronny already.
They scout everybody.
I don't know. Do they scout everybody?
Do that. Yeah.
I don't know. Hard to say.
Oh my God.
Hard to say. But I will tell you this. Don't think I forgot LeBron. Okay. With you scratching your knee around Pat Riley. Ever get the itch, Pat? Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden he's worth every cent.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I'm not as petty as you, but I do kind of feel like keep that.
I'm not petty. I'm not petty. Listen, I'm not the guy anymore. I just want to be clear about
You're
this.
not petty.
I'm not petty at LeBron anymore. I've gotten over that. I've changed. I'm a changed man.
Oh my goodness.
I just want the record.
Your petty shows when you find ulterior motives in everybody who you're petty against.
It's not true. It's not true.
It is true.
It's not true. It's not true.
What about when you accuse him of not taking a picture with Bob McAdoo?
Well, I mean, you know, that was just rude. He didn't show up for the Heat picture, you know.
But he did take a picture with Bob McAdoo.
On the Lakers, not with the Heat, though. Not with the
that's
Heat.
not petty.
It's just, you know.
That's not petty.
Come on.
Is that not petty?
Is it petty? Show up to the Heat picture. It's a little ridiculous. Anyway. Let's go to Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, speaking to the media yesterday, says he'll be ready to go when he can. Not sure if this is related to his last injury. He was dealing with a calf. Here's Jimmy.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. The trainers may think so. I just think I don't believe in luck all the time. I just think stuff happens. But we're doing everything we can to get me back on the floor. I can't say that. I'm moving better. I can break a little sweat. And I promise I'll be ready to go when I can.
All right.
Which would be game 42.
I think that might be the magic date, Leroy. I think it might be. Here is Jimmy. He said he thought that the injury was worse than it actually ended up being.
I actually thought it was way worse than it really was. I was scared for a much larger reason because of a bruise or a bone, whatever you want to call it. I'm just so glad it wasn't what myself and some other people may have thought.
You ever have that happen, Leroy, where you get something you think it's way worse?
No, it's always been the other way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I thought I had like a spasm in my back and I had 2 broken ribs.
Well, that just happened with your knee too. You're like, oh yeah, I got a knee pain, knee broken.
Yeah. It just gets so used to, like, you know, I live by the mantra, I sucked it up for football, I'm gonna suck it up for life. Right. And so I kind of sometimes let things go a little bit farther than they should. Like, I probably should have had surgery on my knee 7 months ago. But I didn't want to miss nothing.
Dude. All right.
What? And I ended up missing the most important stuff.
I know you missed the championship.
Yeah. And the Rose Bowl and David Chappelle. Not David Chappelle. Yeah.
Then Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Jimmy also said he believes he will be back soon, and what he's doing for rehab on it right now.
Moving up and down for sure to see how my body reacts to that. Rest, you know, the same recovery as always, but definitely cutting, jumping, all of that good stuff. It was bad. It's not nearly as bad now. I can put my shoe on and tie it without too much pain. So I'm smiling because I know I'll be back soon.
Makes me happy.
And when you mean soon, you mean game 42.
That is soon. I mean, it's only a handful of games away. This was this clip though. You want to get a little goosies?
I'm not opposed to goosies.
All right. So he was asked about, hey, you know, you're not going to be eligible for, you know, the awards now have a minimum. You got to play 65 games. All right. So he's not going to be eligible for that. And Jimmy was asked about that, and here's what he had to say.
You know, Jimmy, the NBA has this new 65-game rule, that postseason awards and stuff like that. Is that something you even care about, or just thinking about?
What you think? You think I'm worried about some reward? Nah. Only reward that I give a damn is those banners over there, and that's what I told Spo and told Pat and told my guys that I'm gonna help us get. I don't need no end of season reward.
Wow. That's goosies right there, dude.
Goosies galore.
I think Leroy says otherwise.
No, I mean, like, we all know he feels that way.
Yeah.
So hearing him say it should only give you the goosies the first time.
No, wrong.
Not every time he says it when you already know what the answer is going to be
Leroy,
to that question.
Do you like when The Rock says, do you know what The Rock is cooking or not? That every time you know it's coming and the crowd gets a pop. They want to hear the line. I want to hear Jimmy say the thing.
When you see John Cena, what do you
Can
want
you
to
smell
say?
what The Rock is cooking?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
when you go to Stone Cold and Stone Cold comes out and he says, give me a hell yeah, do the people just say, heard this one before, Steve?
Different.
You know?
Different.
Why is it different?
It's like saying, why would you go to a concert? You've heard all the songs.
Exactly. No, it is.
Oh my God, you're
right. Boxed in. You're making my point for me.
What?
Oh, you helped him.
Jimmy.
Even Scooby is calling BS on you.
Jimmy, play off favorite hit. No, I think he's calling BS on you.
No, you.
You.
Scooby's
a heat lifer. He got the goosies. He got the Scoobies.
That doesn't sound like the goosies, dude. That sounds like, man, this Tobin is annoying.
Jimmy, play our favorite hit. I only care about rings.
Look at that. He's looking, even Scooby's looking at you going, idiot. See?
No, it looks. Put that up there again, J-Fig. Heat lifer. Main thing, the main thing.
You want the actual word?
Sound like idiot to me.
Nope. Didn't sound like idiot. Spoke out the bag. We'll take a break. Marcos, he'll mix things up coming up next.
Coming you
Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. If you missed any of the show, you get the Tobin and Leroy podcast available for you on all podcast platforms. You guys can go back and watch the show, Miami 560 WQAM. Heat basketball tonight on 560. You guys can listen to Heat and Thunder. 7:30 is your tip-off from the Kaseya Center. 6:15 preheat with Solana. Hands it off to Tommy Tig, and then you got Jackson, Amy Audibert on the call tonight. And, going to be some more Jović highlights from Jax. I would love a Jović montage via Jason Jackson tomorrow, Get that going.
You got it.
Neo, dude. The one. You think I can get Jax to say, there's Neo, Swish Independent.
I don't think so. But maybe if you get him to sing it. Swish Independent.
Well, I hope he likes that idea better than when I called him Heat Cola.
That was good, though. I felt like that was good.
Yeah. Better than when I tried to say transition on a Heat broadcast. That was for sure.
No, that was not good.
Not gonna lie, I thought that was the actual sound.
Transition.
All you need is
transition.
It's a big word. It's a big word for me, dog. No cap. Marcos, let's mix it on up, dude.
Yeah.
This is the BS.
All righty then. Guys.
Yes.
Specifically Tobin, I give you credit, man. You haven't fawned over a pretty good episode of Hard Knocks as much as you usually do.
It was a good episode. It was.
It was a tearjerker, dude. It was emotional for sure.
I feel terrible for Jerome Baker.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they did. They did. What was the? Well, what are you getting to here, Marcus? I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. I'll save everyone the sad emotions and see if I can channel some of this hype that Mike McDaniel was attempting to put out. His saying, adversity is opportunity. And they've been facing a lot of adversity recently. So this was the Miami head coach attempting to guide his team in the right direction as they prepare for an epic bout with Kansas City.
Yesterday was hardest to deal with. And in times like this, it either makes or breaks you. And I want to rip the Band-Aid off because here's what you got to know. Our intent is to be great. Well, inherent in that is difficulty. Like you literally have to have difficult to be great. The reason why we're frustrated is because we have high expectations that we've created. We created that. No one said, oh, the Dolphins are X, Y, and Z. No, they did not actually. So our mindset collectively has no time for anything else but getting to the point where we're best equipped to do that. And we're doing it as a team.
Wow.
We are in this together.
Wow.
Earning it.
Wow. That was before the Buffalo game. That wasn't before the Kansas City game.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was after the Ravens game as they were preparing against a bout.
They did. That was a good part, though. Like they actually gave in the next episode. They gave Monday's speech after the loss to Buffalo. They showed that, and he was talking about reset. We're in the tournament. Let's go do this. So we turned the page. I don't know if it's gonna work because everybody looks bored as hell during those meetings in the auditorium.
They really do.
Hey,
really do.
There's been a couple of meetings of coaches having one of those talks.
Yep.
Where I had to go in the concussion protocol.
I've never seen Like Mike McDaniel, I love his enthusiasm. I love the practice montage. They've showed now 8 of those speeches, Marcos.
Yeah.
I have not once seen them cut to the crowd of players and anybody look inspired. Everybody looks bored, tired because it's early, and nobody wants to hear it.
That's the thing, though. If he gives that same speech on Saturday night or Sunday before the game, whole different attitude.
Yeah, it's like,
but on Monday, rah, it don't work on Monday.
Yeah, no thanks.
But listen,
you can't have
one
Mike
thing I'll
McDaniel.
say about Mike McDaniel is he's consistent with who he is. So those guys know that.
Mike McDaniel's like trying to, it's like a school spirit, or it's like office spirit guy, It's like, just tone it down a little on a Monday, Mike. Let's save that for hump day.
So he would definitely be the one replying to the emails congratulating people he never met.
Exactly, dude.
Right.
Exactly. What else in the mixed bag, Marcos?
Staying in the realm of football, other than the Buffalo Bills, arguably the hottest team entering the playoffs is the Los Angeles Rams.
Yep.
The team tasked with taking down the Rams in the first round is Dan Campbell and the Lions. Man Campbell, former Dolphins coach, now in a similar situation as the Dolphins, in which tough first round matchup. Who knows what's going to happen? This is what he had to say.
It's good to be able to host a playoff game here against those guys. I mean, this is a team that's got a number of players, been in a Super Bowl over there. They've been in it. This head coach has done an outstanding job with them. And they're a hot team, and I think it's good. And it's also, it's a fresh team. It's somebody we hadn't seen in 3 years. So I like that, I just kind of like the newness of it. So, man, this is when it gets, it's been fun, but this is when it gets really fun. This is why you do it. This is why you coach. This is why you play, is for these moments right here.
I can't even imagine what that building's gonna be like. The first 30 years for the Lions, first playoff game at home in 30 years. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
There is no better atmosphere, because you have to understand you're the only game on TV, right? There's extra media. You go out just for pregame, and it's the field is packed with people, right? From all of the different camera crews, all the different, and you just get, fired up about it. But the thing you have to do is you kind of have to not get too hyped, and you have to realize it's still a football game.
Can't wait, man. This is gonna be a fun weekend. Everyone
Can't wait.
Games,
He's not coming back.
I wish he was. Can't wait. But every one of these games basically has a really cool storyline. Like people are joking about the script writers, but this is great. I mean, I can't wait. I'm so excited for playoff football this weekend.
I mean, and more amazing is, when was the last time you watched Week 18 and you had to watch scores everywhere?
Oh, it was amazing.
Right.
It was almost like March Madness. It was,
right.
and
It was
like
crazy.
they did it was basically like AFC in the 1 o'clock slate, other than the Dolphins and Bills, which was going to be basically winner take all for the seed. And then NFC was a complete 4 o'clock slate. It was so cool. Damn NFL. They know how to do it.
Stupid Jaguars ruined it.
What else in the mixed bag, Marcos? Give us one more here.
Jimmy Butler. Let's get back to some good vibes. Jimmy Butler knew something way before we did, apparently. He had faith in the young boys on his team, that being Jaime Jaquez and our boy Nico. Jimmy says he always knew they could step in and fill the role. He knew before all of us.
I knew that would happen, though. They're going to help this organization a long time after I'm gone, and all of these older individuals. So it's good that everybody here that already knows it in the world gets to see what these young guys are capable of.
I mean, he's not lying. Dude showed up to the middle of Wisconsin for a G League game to go watch Nico, and then yelled at the team to stop playing him at the 5.
It's true.
Yeah. Guess we didn't play.
The 5. Point Jovi. Oh, love it. And with Jaime, he did the commercials with them. They were playing them on Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah. So
they
far,
just got a really cool group of guys, and I think it has to do with the way the organization sets things up. Like they genuinely all root for one another, and I got to say, like one of the biggest things on that team is I don't care who you are, if you're open, shoot the damn ball.
Yep.
And I think as a young player, when you come into an environment like that, right? That, hey man, you're open, shoot it. Take that shot. They yell at you at the game. And during the game, you hear them yelling, shoot it. Right?
Yep.
So yeah, they empower these guys to go out and play, the best version of their basketball that they can.
We'll take a quick break, wrap things up on the other side, streaming here on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQM. Back after this.
Spend your afternoons
3 free throws in that fourth quarter. What did you?
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug. That's outrageous. What happened tonight? This is completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this. 23 free throws for them, and we get 2 free throws in the fourth quarter. Like, how to play the game. I understand respect for all stars and all of that, but we have star players on our team as well. How's possible that Scotty Barnes, who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for the whole game. How's that possible?
I love this guy, man. That's my guy. I love him.
Has nothing to do with the accent, right?
No, it has to do with the accent too. Force, like I love force. Like oh,
I love the way he thanks the guy for leading him into that.
Thank you. The guy's name, what was that guy's name? Doug. Thank you, Doug.
To me, it's the finger pointing.
Oh man, such
he's serious when he starts. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it was like LeBron afterwards. Like they bring it to LeBron afterwards. He goes, "Yeah, you hear this coach kind of went crazy." He goes, "I mean, they were fouling and we weren't."
Oh, okay.
No, he didn't say that.
Swear to God. that was. I would love somebody to show that clip to Darko and see what he says about it.
There.
That'd be great. He's so good.
That must be a popular name. I know 2 Darkos.
Darko
Milicic. Is that it? Milicic?
Yeah, Milicic. Talking about the former Pistons first round pick who was taken amongst LeBron, Carmelo, D Wade, and Chris Bosh.
Yes.
Who's the other Darko?
The coach.
Yeah, Rajaković.
I mean,
Rajaković.
2 people in 20 years. I'm not sure if that's necessarily like
Darko.
Okay, I'm 1 letter away, dude.
Leroy's just gonna he's gonna go Darko Dragic, just taking a shot in the dark that Gogi's got a Darko in his family somewhere.
He's probably not wrong.
It's right there with right now the popular name is probably Nikola, because you got all the Joker babies, and then there's gonna be all the people watching Jović, and then they'll realize, wow, this guy's even better than the Joker.
I don't know. I feel like we're gonna have a lot of Gorons coming up. Now that he's retired, now that he's about to host that amazing basketball game.
Ooh, it'd be great if Jimmy Butler, if that's gonna be part of the show. Jimmy's game in Slovenia. I would love that.
This is gonna be so much better than the quarterback show.
I think so. Because I think listen, they got football. Football is football, and they're gonna be footballed in. But I feel like
basketball, this is a part of what they do. The social media and stuff like that. It's more of, it's a bigger part of what they do than football players.
Yeah.
Also, they messed up. If you're going to follow Patrick Mahomes and his boring off the field life, you should have done it the year where Taylor Swift was walking around. That definitely would have boosted ratings.
They definitely missed their window.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
Not that we don't get enough of the Kelseys in our life either.
They're script writers. Of course they know. Yeah, enough of the Kelseys. But I think
it's funny because they always treat Jason like the unaccomplished sibling. Right?
Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he won Sexiest Man Alive recently.
Finally. He didn't win it.
He was a runner-up, I believe.
Yeah. Nice try.
Thank God.
You're either first or your last, Ricky Bobby.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Hey.
You think they put him in there out of pity?
Where do you think Erik Spoelstra has to take the staff out to dinner after a $120 million extension deal?
Wherever they want.
Like, is that it's
Prime 112, maybe?
Yeah, like
no, not if they all eat sliders like you clowns.
Imagine if Spo took him out to a celebratory.
I take you guys to a fancy restaurant. 2 of you order baby cheeseburgers, and the other one's tasting food like this.
In fairness, the best baby cheeseburgers we've ever
and taking a little hot sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I can't take you guys anywhere.
Wouldn't it have been great if the Spo extension celebratory lunch was there the day I was dressed as an elf?
That would have been amazing.
Hey, you know what else though? You know what they would enjoy, Tobin? Herbs and rye.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Another place I got baby food because I got tater tots, sweet potato tater tots.
We go
Delicious,
like
dude.
there's meat, every different type of meat you could want, right? All delicious. I look over at the guys we're eating with. One guy who, by the way, is drunk as a skunk already. They were drunk as soon as they hit Vegas.
Sure were.
He is, I'm a vegan. I'm just gonna eat a piece of I'm gonna get a flatbread pizza.
Dude, I was
Then Tobin, he goes, you know what? I have that with some tater tots. I'm like, excuse me?
sweet potato tater tots.
It doesn't matter, dude.
Yep.
Come on.
And I mean, I was like Scotty Barnes going to the plate with force.
Oh my goodness.
I was I was looking for free throws on top of the tater tots because I was going after those things. Everybody was.
Barnes,
no,
who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for the whole game. How's that possible?
That was Tobin going. That was Tobin going after the tater tots.
It was, dude.
The piercing eyes, like not taking
They're
the vision away.
They tried
from
to make me feel shame for not wanting tater tots. I'm like, dude.
It was a collective. Everybody loved it.
Can somebody eat some meat up in here?
Hey, the last time we were there, you were the one who got shamed for something weird because you wanted a crown and apple or apple crown, and the guy was like, "Oh, we don't serve that here."
He goes, "We don't do flavored liquor."
I was like, "All right,
okay, dude."
That's what he did. I'm like, and I looked over at Tobin. I'm like, I'm about to give this dude a 2-piece and a soda. Really? He was that. He was that dude.
And all of that, but we have star players on our team as well. How's possible is Scotty Barnes, who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for the whole game. How's that possible?
That was
Leroy. How is that possible?
That was
Give me the green apple.
But the guy, he was like, that's how the guy told me he didn't have.
He was disgusted.
Apple crown, like he was like he disgusted, and I'm
that
like,
one's better, I believe.
I'm like, hey,
yeah.
It's like, hey, guy, we barely can see in here because they do that sensatory dining. Because
it is so dark.
You feel like a bat in a cave.
And when you go in the summer, you know it stays daylight till like midnight.
Yeah.
And it's sunny, it's hot, and you walk into this tomb.
If I was there,
sounds like my kind of place.
That being said, food is delicious.
See, if I was Spo, though, I'm not dealing with none of that. I'm making sure I'm coaching my ass off, right? So that the next day I get 50% off Papa John's and I take everybody.
Could you imagine if that was Spo's celebratory dinner? Goes, all right, guys, congratulations. What do we got? Papa John's half off.
Yeah.
He win. Use my code.
He just goes to Chris Quinn. He goes, got your favorite Hawaiian.
I'm not, you know what I'm not a fan of? I tried the what's the calzone stuffed pizza?
Oh, is it good?
No, it's here. The more crap you stuff in the crust, the smaller the damn pizza is. By the time they stuffed all the crust, it looked like a damn Hot Pocket.
Yeah,
no pizza.
T. Dobbs says, what is McDaniel's game plan for Saturday? I think he's going to attack the Chiefs with force. How is that possible?
I mean, he is very mad.
Like
without
how
screaming.
to play the game. I understand respect for all stars and all that, but we have star players on our team as well. How's possible is Scotty Barnes, who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for the whole game. How's that possible?
You know what my favorite thing about the coaches too is I love how hollow tables are always for a coach. When they pound the table, you hear it.
Yeah.
You hear it.
Spo pounds the table.
Oh yeah. We'll tip this off right now. Right now. We'll do it at Everest. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh my
Well, the Dolphins are about to basically go play in the temperature of Everest.
No, much colder than Everest. Dude, I'm telling you, it's a different animal when as soon as you get off the field, you put the little coat on and then go sit underneath the jets. So you're not cold that long.
Let's see.
And if you're running around, you're not cold then either. But I will say this. Toes and fingers, no matter how warm your body is, get very cold in those conditions. Feels like you're running on 2x4s.
Himalayas right now.
Really?
19 degrees.
See?
Strong winds though. Oh wait, is that Celsius?
Oh,
Green
no.
apple.
No, that's even warmer, dude.
Is it?
If it's 19 degrees Celsius, then
It's like 80 degrees.
In the Himalayas?
Maybe. 19 degrees.
Yeah.
Think about it. 0 is 32 degrees.
Is it 19 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit? It is 66
degrees.
In the Himalayas?
Soft.
Himalayas
Global
are
warming.
soft, dude.
Where is the Himalayas?
I thought it was in Siberia.
Somewhere with the salt.
It's in Asia, right?
Yeah, I think it crosses over like many countries.
Do Mount Everest.
Oh,
That's where people be freezing and dying trying to climb it.
Yeah, like a frozen foot, dude.
-6 in Mount Everest right
There.
now. With
we
no
go.
clouds, clear skies.
-6 Celsius or
That's Fahrenheit. That's Fahrenheit.
Oh wow.
Celsius, it's -21.
The Dolphins are going.
Why
to
does it
Everest,
say
dude.
14 for me?
Did you put Mount Everest?
Of course, Marcos.
Okay, because I put Everest.
Who do you think I am, Marcos?
Marcos help to help Jennifer Google. Did you put
Have you?
And mind you, this is coming from the guy who thought I forgot what state was in the West.
Chicago?
Oh wait, we were talking about Chicago, remember?
Yeah, it's in the West. Midwest.
Have a great day, everybody.
Shut up.
What happened tonight? This is completely BS. This is.
Joe Shellen, drop pick. Oh, throw to other team again. This guy colorblind.
Okay.
Please, you know they're going to be speaking Russian, right? You jackass.
Tua puts it literally right in your breadbasket between 3 defenders.
With all due respect, F off.
Hope you mother have a good day.